What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak your mind, sports talk. All right, guys, check it out. Late today, but man, it's been a hectic day. But I was just talking about this guy, Terence Crawford, yesterday, and lo and behold, Terence Crawford and the Sean Porter video. This situation, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about it. I'm always jumping on these things last because I'm so busy. So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about Sean Porter coming out talking about the situation with he and Terence Crawford. And see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Especially as a Spence fan, I had to sit here and listen and endure all of this foolishness about Errol Spence, regardless of the fact people didn't want to fight him, regardless of everything. I had to sit here and listen to all of these people. Errol Spence hasn't done a goddamn thing. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Well, now Terence Crawford is in the same situation that Errol Spence was in, and he did not want to take the Porter fight. Now, this is evident now. This now is evident that he did not want to take the Sean Porter fight. That was Terence Crawford's decision. Okay? And what does Crawford have right now? See, I said this when I was giving both of them heat. I said this. I said, well, both of these guys said if they didn't have anything in front of them, this would be the fight to make. Well, lo and behold, Sean Porter was living up to what he said. Because before he decided to go ahead and fight Sebastian Formella, which is what Sean Porter is doing now, and I gave Porter heat for this, about you going to fight a Sebastian Formella? This fight is what's in front of you in Crawford. And see, I had a whole bunch of people sitting up here on this live once again telling me, D. Jeff, you done this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. What the hell? Well, then y'all tell me, what the hell did Sean Porter say? What did Sean Porter say? Sean Porter said the same exact thing come out of Sean Porter's mouth, guys. So y'all think I be sitting up here hating? No. I'm telling y'all right now, I call it straight down the line, fam. That's it. Straight down the line. Nothing more, nothing less. I thought I had that green screen on, but I don't. That's all right. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Let me slide up here. So, this is what I'm saying. What the hell? What did Sean Porter tell us? What did he tell us? I'm laying down, guys, doing some work. What did he tell us? What did Sean Porter say? What did he say? What did the man say? What did Sean Porter say? He called Crawford up. Said, look, man, we don't really have anything going right now. Because this is what they say, guys. If they don't have anything going, and that's the only thing in front of them, then they will make the fight. Now, recently, it appears that Sean Porter was living up to what they said because he couldn't find nothing in front of him. So he was like, hey, man, what's good? Terence Crawford was like, well, nah, I got some things going on right now. And I got some things looking, I'm not interested in making that fight. Terence Crawford, you don't have a fucking thing going on right now. So why would you turn down that Porter fight? Now, clearly, Terence Crawford has turned down this Porter fight without a damn thing going on. He claimed he has stuff going on. What does he got going on? What does he got going on? He doesn't even have a fight. The Pacquiao situation ain't going to happen. Don't nobody care about Kell Brook. Bob Arum and Bomac turning Keith Thurman away. What does Crawford have? All of this, he told Sean Porter, I got all of this stuff going on in front of me. That motherfucker don't have a damn thing going on in front of him. But when it was Errol Spence in this same situation, nobody wanted to hear that. They didn't give Errol Spence no slack on that. They didn't give Errol Spence no kind of slack on that. He don't want to fight anybody. Spence don't want to do nothing. Spence this, Spence that. Regardless of whether people wanted to fight Spence, as soon as Crawford moved up, they didn't give Spence the benefit of the doubt on none of that shit. So now that we find Terence Crawford is basically, he turned down the big fight. Initially, they both agreed to not fight each other. And they agreed to not fight each other because, like I said before, on this live, I said it. They agreed to not fight each other because there was a lot of stuff in front of them. COVID-19 hadn't happened yet. Restrictions weren't laid on boxing. So I said, yeah, you got to respect that. But after COVID-19, Sean Porter seen the light. Sean Porter said, you know what? We probably do need to go ahead and make this fight. Let me pick up the phone and call Terence Crawford. But what does Terence Crawford do? No, I'm not interested in that right now. I got other things going. What the fuck does he have going on? See, in the same way that Teofimo detractors didn't show up here on this live when the fight was announced because they had so much to say about. We're not going to see these Spence haters. They won't show up today. We're not going to see these Terence Crawford fanboys and Terence Crawford lovers show up today. Guarantee. We had some just the other day. Remember, I had Terence Crawford under fire. I couldn't even say Terence Crawford's under fire. Somebody got on me about saying that. Just saying Terence Crawford's under fire. I wonder if those guys are going to show up today. I would like to see these guys show up today. There's no fucking excuses about Terence Crawford now. What all of these Crawford lovers got to say now? I've been saying this shit for the longest time. And IBFP Boxing Nuke came on here and he backed me up for this. I'm biased. He came and backed me up on this. Motherfuckers been calling me hater, Crawford hater. And I like Crawford. But the shit that is evident right now, I've been saying for months, fam. I've been saying this shit for months, and I've been called a Crawford hater, a Spence fanboy, a PBC lover, a Bob Arum top rank hater, because I was saying this shit that is evident to everyone right now about Crawford. What y'all got to say now? Motherfucker turned the fight down. What y'all got to say now?
Crawford turned down which fight did he turn down?
Porter. Sean Porter. You ain't seen the video?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw the video, bro.
Hold on. Let me catch you up to speed real quick.
Yeah.
Sean Porter came out. Okay, so prior to the COVID-19 situation, we remember Sean Porter and Terence Crawford agreed. They said, we got other stuff ahead of us. It's no need to fight each other. And I was like, cool, because it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Well, the COVID-19 situation happened. And just like I was bitching about last week, neither one of them got nothing in front of them. Now is the time to make the fight. Well, it came out that Sean Porter called Terence Crawford with this same shit that I was bitching about. Hey, man, neither one of us really got shit. It's time to make the fight. Terence Crawford tells him, well, I got a lot of things going on right now, so I'm not interested in that right now. What the fuck does he have going on right now?
Yeah, I'm saying, bro, like I'm like you already know, D, I'm a big Crawford guy, but come on, bro. Come on, man.
What do you have going on right now? You can't even find a fight. He can't find a fucking fight. What do you mean you got so much going on right now?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Well, and you know what Porter said when the pandemic shit was going on, like March, April. Sean Porter was like, look, after this shit, I don't want to hear nothing. Everybody's had plenty of time to rest. Nobody's fighting. There's none of that. But I said, you heard me say this 3 months ago, D. So that's what Sean Porter said. He said, everybody's had time for injuries to heal and rest up and all that other shit, dog. So when it's time to get back and popping, there's no fucking excuses for nothing, bro.
None.
Nothing.
No excuses.
None. Yeah.
And let me say this real quick.
Go ahead, Rip.
Because if anybody knows El Jefe, bro, and I've been on this YouTube game for almost a year or over a year, bro. So I've been saying this for a while now, man. Terence Crawford is a bum. He clout chases off the PBC fighters. All Terence Crawford is waiting for, he's waiting to cash out against Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao. He's been, you know what I'm saying? He just leveraged his deal with Top Rank. That's all he did, bro. He leveraged his deal with Top Rank, got the biggest money he can just to fight bums. He's been fighting bums all this time, and now the not only Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao, bro, want to fight him and beat his ass. You got these other dudes, these smaller dudes like Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, also wanting the smoke. Not only that, bro, you got real youngsters, like I'm talking about real OG street dudes like Virgil Ortiz wanting the smoke with Terence Crawford. So Terence Crawford is no longer the predator; he is now the prey, and people are willing to feast on him, bro. And that's just the sport of boxing, man. People fall for the okie doke, bro. El Jefe, I see this from a mile away, bro. I'm from the streets, bro. I grew up in the streets, man. So I know setups when I see one, bro. Real talk. Shout out to Justin Trouble, Samuel Shaw, and Boxing Monster.
Epic. Let me just.
What's up, Trouble? What's up, Justin Trouble, Samuel Shaw, Boxing Monster, Buddy Aces, Prime Fighting Champions, G Boogie, Chopsticks. Go ahead, Johnny.
No. I was just gonna commend Hefe. See, when you come in here and talk boxing, you cool, brother. Yeah.
I was laughing. I was laughing because he said a couple of things that was a little off, but like I'm with him on most of that. I'm with you on most of that, Hefe. It was a couple of things you said that you still bumped your goddamn head on. There's a couple of things in there, but like the whole thing, like yeah, bro, that's the thing. Now I don't agree with you, Hefe, on two specific things. I just can't agree with you on. One, Terence Crawford ain't no fucking bum, dog. Stop it. You might not like him or whatever, but that dude ain't no goddamn bum. Cut it out. Two, just look at his resume. You look at his resume, you cannot call everybody on his resume bums. And this is the thing, bro. Like, you one of those guys, El Jefe. You can't be calling these fighters bums, dog. A lot of these fighters that you call them bums, like, I don't care how much experience you have in the streets. And you at least what you tell us, you're bigger than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would beat your fucking ass in that ring. Easily. No sweat. You can't call a guy like that a bum. He would beat the living shit out of you in that ring. Easily. You cannot call him a bum.
I disagree.
Well, whatever, Al Happen. Again, you're great on everything. You always come up here and give us glory stories. No matter what we talk about, what topic, you are well versed in it. You are the master of it. Nigga, you could not have spent 8 years in the penitentiary from 14 years old and have enough skill to beat Terence Crawford in the ring. Stop your bullshit. Stop it. Just stop it, dog. So you cannot call a guy like that a bum. That's my whole thing. That's the only really the two things that I disagree on. But outside of that, bro, I'm not with this Terence Crawford shit. I do agree with you. He ain't no fucking boogeyman. I'll take that boogeyman title and throw that shit in the fucking trash, all you fucking Terence Crawford fanboys. He ain't no goddamn boogeyman. It ain't no fucking boogeyman at 147. It ain't fucking Errol Spence, and it ain't Terence Crawford. It is no boogeyman at 147.
There ain't no boogeyman.
It ain't no fucking boogeyman.
There ain't no boogie. That's what I was, man. I'm not even trying to harp on it like that, but that's what I was saying about him and Pacquiao too. Like, bro, I mean, I don't give a shit how old Manny is. You a goddamn fool if you write him off in any of them fights, bro. You a fool. Them are some facts. And I'm not trying to be a Manny fanboy over here, but
no. Manny Pacquiao does have a chance against all of them. We seen what the fuck this happened with Thurman. How can these people, Johnny Boy, how can they say they would like to see Keith Thurman fight Crawford because they think he can challenge him, but then not accept the fact that Manny could challenge him? Manny just beat Keith Thurman.
Exactly.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Exactly.
He just beat the same guy that y'all feel like can challenge Terence Crawford. He was just beaten by Manny.
Tell Crawford to stop fighting Pacquiao's leftovers like that, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Tell Crawford to fight some fucking body. And I don't want to hear no Kell Brook. When you got Sean Porter knocking on your door, when you got Virgil Ortiz knocking on your door, when you got Keith Thurman knocking on your door, I don't want to hear shit about no goddamn Kell Brook. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Boxing is not about legacy anymore, bro. It's about money now, dude. It's a money-making game, and that's why he's not fighting the top champions, because it's a business, and Terence Crawford getting paid, and he's eating good. So why the heck he doesn't care about all that, legacy and all that? He's making money, bro. And that's why you guys haven't seen the fights that you guys wanted to see over the last couple of years, bro, because he's getting paid. This is what they should do. This is what boxing should do. They should take away the money, right? Nobody for one fight, nobody gets paid as shit. So we'll be able to see exactly where their head's at, who they really want to fight when it's not about business. Because in combat sports in general, people do it for money, but they just don't even say it though, bro. But behind the scenes, bro, they're getting paid.
Homie, I don't know your name, but like, dog, that's what I've been saying. Like these the forefathers of boxing, the Sonny Listons and Archie Moores of the world, they spinning in their fucking grave right now watching this shit. I'm not, they spinning in their fucking grave. That you can't tell a man with $1 million and the millions and millions of dollars in the bank to do anything, bro. That's the thing. Fucking Archie Moore over here fought to survive. Sonny Liston fought to survive, dog. That's what brought that. That's the difference, bro. That's the difference.
Not only that, bro.
Hold on, Hefe. Let me say, and Archie Moore used to have to walk from town to town to get his fights. And sleep in the fucking field while he was walking. Not to mention he was ducking the fucking lynch mob back in the days too. Straight up, bro. Like, yeah, these dudes are not cut from that same cloth, homie. They're not, bro. A lot of them. Not like there's exceptions with a handful of guys like Pacquiao, like Chocolatito, like maybe Loma, whoever. But the majority of these dudes aren't from that, dog. They're not fighting to survive. They're fighting to put fucking money in the savings account. It's different, bro. It's different.
They're in the NBA. They're in the NBA. It's like the NBA boxing and the NBA boxing, bro. They made it. You got to realize these guys made it already, bro. They don't got to do nothing the rest of their lives. They're getting paid.
Let me tell you something, Alistair. You come up here and you tell us this because this ain't the first time you said this. We all know this shit that you're saying. What we're telling you is it's unacceptable, fam. So when we sit up here and we talk about this shit is unacceptable. It's not like we don't know what's going on. This is what this whole live is. I'm talking about Terence Crawford because a lot of the Spence haters and Terence Crawford fanboys had all of this same shit to say about Spence when the shoe was reversed. Now it's on Crawford's side. So it's not that we disagree with you that these boxers are on a paper chase. I've said on my live that all of these fucking athletes is a prima donna age in America. They're all doing it. It ain't just fucking boxing. It's basketball, it's football, it's baseball. Once they get that money and these fucking endorsements, the sport is secondary, fam. This is a cultural thing that's going on. It's not just boxing. The only reason it does not happen in the UFC is because Dana White don't pay them motherfuckers. He don't pay them. This is why we still see the thirst.
How do you change it? Like how do you change it though?
You can't change it, bro. Let me say.
Okay, this is why we still see the thirst in the UFC. This is why we still see the dedication and the fire in these athletes in the UFC. Because Dana White is not giving them all of this money. These endorsements, these companies out here, the UFC, for all of you UFC fans that feel like the UFC is catching up on everything. If the sport was so fucking big, then Gatorade and all of these people would be after them, giving them endorsements. But Alistair 49, your fucking sport has not arrived there yet. This is why they can't get those endorsements. So Dana White, hold on right quick. So Dana White is keeping that money aspect suppressed. So these guys have to fight. The other athletes around the world, they don't have that issue, fam. So you got to stop saying, Alistair, we need to realize. We don't need to realize shit. We know what's going on. But this is why we're speaking about it. It's not like we don't know this. We know this.
Exactly.
Yeah, but hold on, bro. I was next. Go ahead, I 100% agree with Alistair, bro. The sport of boxing, not only I look at combat sports because combat sports is different, bro. Combat sports, and you could also say American football, bro. It's that root of masculinity, bro. So when you take that away from the American society, bro, and people don't fight for pride no more. People don't fight for you know what I'm saying, for that dub to win, bro. And people are scared to take L's nowadays, bro. I look at it like in the streets, bro. I put it in a street sense because that's the easiest way to put it. Because I am from the streets, bro. Real talk. that 214 oh clear, bro. Come see me, bro. But let me say this real quick, bro. In the streets, bro, it used to be back in the days, bro. You would fight, you would scrap, and if you took an L, you took an L. You know what I'm saying? You would fight for pride, bro. But nowadays, bro, people don't fight for prides. People they hold grudges, bro. Next thing you know, they're pointing that pistol at your head, bro, because they can't take that L. I look at the same in boxing, bro. People can't take L's. People are scared. People got no pride, man. So I look at that. What's happening to the sport of boxing, bro? That's the root of it, bro. Money has changed it. Money has changed people, bro. It's made them more feminine, bro. And that's just happened to the sport of boxing. And this is coming from a true OG, bro.
And now let me.
I have faith. Hold on for a second. I have faith. Look, bro. I want you to come up here and talk, fam. But you and all of these fucking fictitious ass claims, dog. You gotta really stop doing that shit. It really makes you look bad. I don't know why. Listen, you are 22 years old. Okay, let's be serious here now. I'm being serious. When you sit up here at 22 years old and you say some shit to me, like because back in the day, motherfucker, your whole generation has changed that. Your entire generation. When you was itching your daddy balls, this has been taking effect. So there is no back in the day for you, motherfucker. You're 22. The only back in the day that you know of is stories that you've heard. You've never experienced that realness from the street because your entire generation has started this dumb shit. You are a product of the new generation. So stop trying to tell us, people who are 45 and older, who lived through that shit when it was real in the streets, stop trying to tell us how it was back in the day. Because you weren't alive when it was like that. You weren't fucking alive, fam. Since you've been born, it's been what you see now. The bullshit with not wanting to knuckle up. Motherfuckers in the mid 80s, early 90s is when they start pushing more of the guns and leaving these alone. You weren't born, motherfucker. So stop talking about back in the day when shit was like this. You don't know. You never experienced that. That type of shit makes you look silly up here. And you could not possibly know that because as far as you tell us, from the age of 14 or had to be 12 to fucking 20, you was in prison for 8 years. So how much fucking experience did you actually gain with all of this shit you telling us as a 12-year-old fucking child, fam? Because from what you're telling us, from 12 to 20, 8 years, you were locked the fuck up. So you couldn't have had all of these world experiences. And you make yourself look absolutely ridiculous. Keep giving us this. You can't know all of this. You ain't been on Earth long enough to have all of these experiences you up here claiming, fam. It sounds crazy. I'm trying to help you out right now, Alfred. You sound absolutely ridiculous with all of these fictitious claims. It's not possible for it to be real, Alfred. You couldn't have spent 8 years in the penitentiary at 22 and know all of this shit and experience all of this shit that you sit up here telling us. You could not have. Impossible.
Can I say something real quick, D?
Go ahead.
But yeah, back to the as far as the UFC fighters go as compared to the boxers, that's the thing, bro. Dana White pays them boys well, but he doesn't pay them well enough to where they're getting fucking greedy.
Shut your bitch ass up, Johnny. Boy, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, bro. We got you one-on-one right here, bro. Stop ducking me, bro. I want the smoke, bro. I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Real talk, bro. You a bitch, Johnny boy.
Day by day, LFA, you are a fucking dickhead, bro.
Anyhow,
Johnny boy don't even give a fuck about you. Are a dickhead, like a supreme dickhead.
Back to what I was saying.
Go ahead, Johnny boy.
But back to what I was saying. The UFC fighters, they get paid well, but in the same breath, they're not getting overly compensated for fighting bullshit like the boxers are. That's what keeps them hungry. That's what keeps them wanting to come back for more. Boxers nowadays get way overpaid. It's facts, bro. I don't care what, bro. If you're paying me, just say $500,000 for Charlo versus Dennis fucking Hogan, bro, please, dog, please. That's the type of paychecks Canelo's bitch ass should be getting. 500. You want to fight Rocky Fielding? You don't even get $1 million. $500,000. There you go. Boom. Get out of here. Because if you overcompensate these fools, they ain't gonna be itching to get back in there with no real competition. They already made it, like you said, like whoever said that. So that's what it is.
Hey, Trav D. Try to do FY. Respect the guys respect, fam. All I do is sit up here and show El Jefe respect. The motherfucker been kicked off the last 4 days straight. Try the FDY. So if he's got kicked off the last 4 days straight, who the fuck is disrespecting who? I got simple rules on this panel. It's my goddamn show. No going at nobody. Stop the bullshit. That means he's disrespecting me. Johnny Boy goes at El Jefe the same, but is Johnny Boy up here going off? No. The disrespect is not me, it's El Jefe. So, like, y'all can't sit there and patronize them, but y'all just making them worse. Y'all making them continue to do that dumb shit. I mean, seriously. So anyway, Terence Crawford need to fight someone. That's what he need to do. Let's get back to that. Fuck this shit. Terence Crawford need to get his fucking ass in the ring and fight someone significant. I don't just want to see him fight. No, he's good. He's a beast. I want to see him fight somebody significant. They got a link. They got a link back in the chat, guys.
He never will, though. He never will fight someone significant.
Hey, Alistair, real quick, let Brian Harkin get in here because he's been listening to us rant. What's up, Brian?
Yeah, what's up, Dave? What's up, Johnny Boy? And I don't know the guy in the middle.
Alistair 49. That's my man, Alistair 49.
Alistair. Okay. Terence Crawford. Yeah, he needs a fight. He needs to step up to someone and go, all right, you want to fight? Right. I'm all about legacy. Anyone who listens to me, I don't give a shit about money. I do not take the fucking whoever's calling you out, if it's Keith Furman, if it's Sean Porter, pick one of them fucking fights. I don't give a shit about how much money you make at the end of the day, right? All I care about, and all your legacy will tell me, because at the end of your career, I will not be talking about, well, he made this much and this much and that much money. I'll be talking about who did you fight? Exactly. At the end of your career, 20 years from now, do you remember that fight with Bud Crawford and whoever? Right. You know, that was a great fight, right? At the end of the day, we don't give a shit about your money. We don't give a shit about any of these fighters' money, right? I'm sick and tired of this pussyfooting culture. I'm sick and tired of this culture. Well, give me the money, and I'll fight you, right? Take the fucking fight. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole audience.
Spot on, Brian. Spot
on. Joshua Littlejohn said, I was born in 87. Even I know better. Hell yeah, bro. I just I
was born in 83.
I only get on El Jefe for his own good, fam. Like when I get on, like people joke and laugh, but just listen to the shit that I'm telling him. I only tell him shit for his own good. You make yourself look ridiculous with these claims. It's not it's not on any of us hating on you or not showing respect on El Jefe's name. Dude, you've been on YouTube over a year. You're 22 years old. Let's just do the numbers here. You've been on YouTube over a year. I know this because I've been talking to this dude over a year. So if your claims are correct, now I'm only going by everything that he claims. You claim you spent 8 years locked up. Now there are situations where juveniles get locked up and the crime is so heinous that once they become an adult, they transfer them. So that does happen. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You didn't spend no fucking 8 years in a penitentiary. That's number one. But this is a claim that he gives. So let's say that you have been locked up for 8 years. Now you've been on YouTube since the age of 20, which means you would have to go back to 12 years old. You spent locked up. How the fuck are you well versed in boxing, UFC, politics, life, and every fucking thing we talk about? Respect El Jefe because I know, because I did this. How? 12 years old? You must be a fucking genius. If you were 12 years old and experienced and lived through all of this shit. And so when you make these fucking claims, you make yourself look bad. And that's the shit that I be telling them. I'm not getting on them. I'm trying to help them out. Dude, stop doing that to yourself.
All right. Okay. I'll give the young man some advice, right? And here's a bit of truth for you, right? I don't live the gang life. I never have. I live the fighter's life. Right? I was boxing since the age of 7. I boxed till I was 30 years of age. right? And between the last 7 years, I've been doing a bit of bare knuckle fighting. So I have not lived the gangbanger life, but I have lived the boxing life. I have lived the fighter's life.
Right.
So that's a bit of truth for you, right?
But
So
even
I don't want
that's
to
a
hear this.
lie, man. I'm sorry to cut you off, Brian, but even that part is a lie, or something is inconsistent with that of LFA story. Because again, let's drive it back, fam. You've been online with us for over a year. You spent 8 years in the penitentiary. Where did you get all of this street life from? See, if you were in the penitentiary for 8 years, you came out the penitentiary and been on fucking YouTube with us for the other year and a half. Where did you get all of this street life from? Where? His stories are not consistent. This is my whole thing.
Yeah.
They're not consistent. Man. You couldn't have been knee deep in the streets selling drugs, doing all of this fighting on the streets. You was locked up for 8 years, fam. What were you fighting grown men at 12 years old? Stop the bullshit, dog. Either you had a bunch of fights in the penitentiary or you had a bunch of fights on the streets. But if you was in the penitentiary for 8 years, you couldn't have had a bunch of fights on the streets. Little kid fights don't fucking count. We don't count fights. Oh, yeah, I got a fight when I was in the 6th grade. Who the fuck cares, man? Nobody counts those fights. When you're in elementary school, junior high, or middle school, whatever the fuck. So where did you get all of this street fighting experience from if you were locked up for fucking 8 years? His stories are inconsistent, and it makes him look stupid because all you have to do is calculate the numbers, and it don't add up, El Jefe. It don't fucking add up, fam. Yep. Like, I don't, man, come on, bro. Samuel, cut it out, fam. Y'all be patronizing them. That's why I be telling you, Boxing Monster, y'all making it worse. Because y'all, you, Travie, respect El Jefe, hey, man. Let El Jefe talk. Hey, leave El Jefe alone. Y'all sitting up here patronizing this bullshit. Samuel, you know fucking well he full of shit. You know he full of shit, nigga. You from the streets. And you sit up here and patronize this bullshit. No, it's funny. But it's not funny when it's disrupting my goddamn show, nigga. I'm gonna stop letting them come on. I don't give a fuck if I like to hear them or not. You're not gonna come on here and disrupting my shit every goddamn day so that people can laugh. You wanna laugh? Go laugh at that motherfucker on MXBC or J4B or whatever the fuck they do over there. Cause I heard that shit is hilarious. I hadn't been over there yet, but I heard it's fucking hilarious. That's what I heard. We talking boxing. Now let's talk about, like Brian said, why the fuck Crawford can't fight Porter or no, matter of fact, let me go back to Little John's comment, because that's what I had up for Samuel said that crazy shit, man. Y'all better stop patronizing that kid and try to help him out. Y'all making it worse. I'm trying to help him out. Doesn't it sound like I'm flaming him or whatever? I'm trying to help him out for real. Y'all making that little motherfucker worse by patronizing him. Talking about El Jefe OG, El Jefe. Y'all not telling him what he's doing wrong. Y'all laughing at him.
Bro, I could
trying to help him.
Bro, if
I mean, you
want...
don't count because he hates you, so he ain't gonna listen.
No,
to shit
no. D, what I was gonna say was this. You know, if I wanted to, I could be bumping my chest every day talking about that Chirac shit if you wanted me to. But do I get on here and do that? Right. No, I do not. I don't have anything to prove to nobody. You understand?
Fucking Oak Cliff. Nobody know nothing about no Oak Cliff. You turn on the news and hear about Chicago, motherfucker. You turn on the news and hear about New Orleans, Richmond. You don't nobody hear nothing about no fucking Oak Cliff. You even watch Cops and all of these crazy shows. You hear Florida, fucking right here, Ohio. You know what I mean? You don't hear fucking Oak Cliff. I don't know if I ever remember in 45 years of my fucking life seeing a news report about Oak Cliff. Ever.
Yo, I mean, like I say, you know, like I said, I could be coming on here, bump my chest. Yeah, bro, I was born in North Chicago. Bitch, come to my hood, blah, 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 blah. I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't do that, dog. I don't do that. I'm a grown fucking man, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, just the comment I wanted to get to. Back to boxing. Fuck that El Jefe crazy shit. Joshua Lil John said, personally, DJ, I want Thurman to fight Broner before Bud. His inactivity scares the hell out of me against Bud right now. Now, that statement, I agree. It's probably he got a better chance against Broner for sure. But for the aspect of Bud Crawford in this, Lil John, Crawford needs that fight. because he needs validation. You understand what I'm saying? So he needs that fight. For Keith Thurman, I don't really care about Once Upon a Time Thurman. He was good once upon a time. So I don't give a damn what happens to him, bro. I mean, it's a fight. You're a fighter. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. I agree with your sentiment. I think that Crawford beats him. And I think because of what you're saying, I think that's exactly why Crawford beats him. But me, I would rather see Thurman getting there with Crawford than Broner because I'm not interested in Broner. And I'm not interested in Thurman fighting just anybody. I want to see Thurman fight certain people, right? And Broner ain't it. Crawford, hell yeah. That's what I know that one.
Yeah. I agree. Thurman needs to fight and Crawford needs to fight. That's what I agree with. Did he fight each other?
But Porter gets no more heat from me. Sean Porter's the fucking man. Terence Crawford, you're full of shit. See, and I'm glad under fire yesterday, D. Jefferson be calling it right. How many people we said, nah, give Crawford a break. Nah, we're not going to give him heat yet. Nah, blah, blah, blah. What did I say yesterday? I'm giving that motherfucker fire right now. Right now, I'm giving him fire. Now, I bet you a whole lot of people are with me now. Y'all weren't with me yesterday. Just one day later, I bet y'all with me now. Giving that motherfucker fire. Because it ain't no mutual thing no more. See? At one point, it was a mutual thing. Okay, they friends. They mutually agree. Blah, blah, blah. It ain't mutual no more. Motherfucking Crawford turned down the fight. It's a one-way ticket now. Sean Porter's the man. Crawford, boogeyman, get the fuck out of here. That nigga ain't no boogeyman. Y'all go smack yourself. Everybody who called him the boogeyman, open your hand, wide hand, and smack the shit out yourself for calling him a boogeyman. Because he ain't no boogeyman.
I never called him a boogeyman. I'm a fan, but I never called him a boogeyman.
Well, Brian, let me tell you something. You ain't heard that dude called the boogeyman. You ain't been listening to YouTube. Because
No. I said I've never called him the boogeyman.
I'm about to say, yeah, because a whole lot of people was trying to disrespect Errol Spence, which Spence ain't no fucking boogeyman either, so I'm not going there with it. But I'm just saying a whole lot of people were trying to disrespect Errol Spence, and he ain't no boogeyman. Crawford the real boogeyman. His video's up on Crawford the boogeyman. Crawford ain't shit neither. He ain't no fucking boogeyman. Just like I said earlier, it ain't no damn boogeyman at 147. There ain't no boogeyman at 147. None of them. Ain't nobody scared to fight Crawford. You got prospects calling him out. You guys said he would fight him. His own buddy calling him out. Thurman calling him out. Fuck y'all talk about some boogeyman. Ain't nobody scared of him. And like I told y'all long ago, all of y'all fucking Spence haters. Spence won't never scared of Crawford. Even Crawford come out and said, nah, Spence ain't ducking me. He ain't scared. There's other things going on. I never wanted to listen to that either. Back then, I'm telling you, Bob Arum, y'all pay attention to Bob Arum, the foolishness with Top Rank. Crawford came out, Crawford just saying that because of blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, bro. Y'all wake the fuck up sometimes, for real. And I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking about the people that come and give me heat. I'm not going to be nice about it because all I try to do, as I always say, is call it straight down the line. And I get a lot of people come up here calling me not keeping the same energy, hater, and all of that. When y'all motherfuckers that's not calling it straight down the line. What am I, psychic? I ain't psychic. I've been saying this shit for months about Crawford. I've been saying this shit about Bob Arum for months. I've been saying this shit about Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua for months. This shit about Anthony Joshua with the muscles and the footwork and everything that he had to fix going into that Andy Ruiz fight. I was saying that shit months before the first fight ever happened. And IBFP Boxing Nuke will back it up. I call it straight down the line. I might not want to hear it when I'm saying it, but that shit always end up coming up to be true. So what the fuck? Bro, I come from boxing. If it violates boxing, I'm going at him. I don't care if it's your favorite guy, your favorite network, your favorite promoter. If it violates the sport of boxing, I am boxing first. And I'm going against them. Crawford, you idiot, you get the heat. That's how I feel about this situation.
At least Crawford doesn't have to do anything else in his career because if he stopped boxing right now, He's good, bro,
Hall of
because
Famer.
he already unified. He unified a whole division, bro, like 4 belts. He's straight. It's just that because he moved up, now all of a sudden people get, more expectations because, he made that move. But if he stayed there, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't have been talking about, who he had to fight, because he would have been in his place at 140 and, had his belts.
Alistair, this is combat sports, correct? Let me tell you something, young man, about combat sports and the athletes that compete in it. When you run your mouth about being the best, about nobody can beat you, about cleaning out 147, you can't do that. And that's what Crawford did prior to him coming up. Now, you deep in the UFC, so you may not remember back then because you're not deep in boxing, but that's what Crawford was doing. Like a fucking chihuahua. And now, just like a chihuahua, when those guys come, he go running away. This is what happened, Alistair. So I don't want to hear shit about, oh, he's already made it. He's established. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't have been running your fucking mouth. Right? You got to be held accountable if you put your mouth on that. We're holding Canelo Alvarez, who's done way more than Crawford, accountable for cleaning out 160. Even though he's getting championships, going up 2 weight classes, they're still holding him accountable. They're holding Errol Spence accountable. What are we supposed to give Crawford a fucking break? Because all of the sports world is on a money chase? All of the sports world, Alistair. Not just boxing.
Yeah.
So we ain't giving him, what I'm telling you, I ain't giving him no fucking break for having to realize this is the new. No. Fuck that, fam. I am a boxing fan. That shit violates boxing. So I'm going to speak on it. That's how I look at it. Leighton Evelyn, Iceman, my man JB, another huge Buff fan. Why Bud need to jump when Thurman says jump? I don't get it. Everybody's jumping. Oh, no. CJB, you just climbing in, bro. Let me catch you up to speed, JB. My brother JB. This ain't about Keith Thurman no more, fam. You must have missed it. You must not have seen the interview on Fight Hype. If you haven't, go check it out. It's on Fight Hype. It's Sean Porter, JB, coming out post right before he signed up to fight for Melo, JB. He called Crawford on the phone, JB. He said, well, bro, I know we said that we weren't going to fight, but I think now is the time for us to have a fight. Because what they said, JB, before the pandemic, and you're a Crawford fan, so you know this was said. Before the pandemic, what they said was, we got enough going on. We friends. We don't need to fight each other. If it gets to the situation where we don't have anything going on, and this is the best fight in front of us, then we'll fight. Well, Sean Porter picked up the phone and said, hey, bro, this is what we told him. We're the best fight in front of each other now. What's up? As Crawford, JB, says, well, no, I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm not really interested in fighting you right now, bro. Nah. Now, JB, what I'm asking you, since you saying why Bud need to jump with Thurman and it ain't about him, why the fuck turn down that Porter fight? JB, what does he have in front of him? JB, your boy can't find a fight right now. Is it Brook? Is it Pacquiao? Is it fucking Virgil Ortiz? Is it some fucking no name? He doesn't have anything in front of him. So Sean Porter called him up and said, hey, we told the people, if we get to this situation, we fight. What's up? And Crawford turned it down. What the hell I got to do with Thurman, JB? Your boy ain't no fucking boogeyman, JB. Crawford ain't no fucking boogeyman. And he ducked the fight. It's no mutual thing no more. It's no those two mutually agreed. Crawford ducked Sean Porter. And all you fucking Crawford fans accepted. Terence Crawford ducked Sean Porter. Okay? That's how it goes. He ducked him. Y'all always want to call people a duck, Teofimo a duck, even though y'all don't know the fucking information, and it comes out he ain't no fucking duck. But y'all was quick to call him a duck. Y'all quick to call Wilder a duck, Spence a duck, anybody in the fucking PBC, y'all jumped to call them a duck. I want to hear some Terence Crawford is a fucking duck for this. I want to hear that. Keep the same energy. like y'all demand, keep the fucking same energy. Remember the Tyson Fury video? Who's my guy? Tyson Fury. Did I just flame the fuck out of him? Keep the same energy. All of you Crawford fanboys. And what's so surprising to me, because JB's no fucking fanboy of anybody. He likes Crawford, but he's no fucking fanboy. But what surprises me, and I said this when we started this live, where they at? We got 43 people in here. Where the fuck are all the Crawford detractors at? All the Spence haters that was giving me all these grief. Where the fuck are they at right now? Where they at? Ain't none of them in here. Ain't none of them in here, bro. 42 fucking people watching, and all of them that had all that goddamn mouth. Where are they? See? Crawford, man, Crawford has a lot of people that have a lot of respect, and he has a lot of fans. He does, because he should be getting heat right now. My God, if this was Errol Spence, then this shit, fuck. My boy Tyson Fury is getting heat, and the situation ain't even arise yet, which I'm giving him heat too, because he's an idiot for that shit. But with Crawford, he's already turned down the fight. Where the fuck are the videos at? Where they at? Imagine if Spence would have had the chance and said no. And we find out, he said, no, I'm not fighting Crawford right now. And he had no fight in front of him but Crawford. Man, you two would crucify Errol Spence. Absolutely crucify this dude. And you know, and you got me up here crucifying Terence Crawford. Well, I need some more. I need some more videos. Keep the same damn energy. To hell with Bud Crawford and all of these passes, and nobody wants to fight him. Bro, I'm so sick and tired of that excuse in boxing. You know, they're giving it to Devin Haney. Nobody wants to fight him. Nobody wants to fight Anthony Joshua. He going out and making fucking fights. So stop with this bullshit. Nobody wants to fight him. He can't. What can he do? Nobody wants to fight him. Stop this shit, bro. This shit don't make no sense, man. Hey, I'll say group thinkers. I think he meant to say thinkers, but group thinkers on YouTube is strong. Now everyone against Bud because some bum ass Thurman want a payday. Dude, are we speaking Chinese AIs? I thought you was from Britain. Didn't English originate in your fucking country, fam? This ain't about no fucking Keith Thurman, fam. I put this live up because of the Sean Porter phone call. What are you telling me about Keith Thurman? Didn't you just hear what I just said to JB? He wasn't here earlier. So JB, I just explained all of this. And this is the comment you come back with. It ain't about Keith Thurman, dude. Any of those idiots jumping crazy because Keith Thurman want to fight him. Yeah, you're right. They're fucking idiots. This is about a whole overall spectrum of what's going on.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with Thurman. The fact of the matter is, he has to get in there and fight with somebody that's worth a fuck at 147. Period, dog. It doesn't matter if it's Thurman, Porter, Spence, Pacquiao, whoever, dog. That's the fact of the matter. It ain't got nothing to do with Thurman. And let me just say this real quick, D. I agree. In my opinion, Thurman's just capping. In the past week and a half, the guy's been talking shit about Spence. He says, man, I'll fuck Spence up. Man, I'll fuck Pacquiao up in a rematch. Man, I'll fuck Crawford up. He is just capping, okay? He is just capping. But in the same time, Crawford don't clean up Crawford's side neither, bro. He's still got to get in there and fight with somebody. Period.
And whether Thurman is capping or not, they didn't even try to call his bluff. So if we think he capping, tell Bob to send an offer. Okay, come fight him. They didn't even try to call his bluff.
He said apparently there was a tweet Bud Crawford that I'm not sure if this is real, but this is what I heard. There was because I'm not really on Twitter. There was a tweet Bud Crawford said, well, get Al Heyman to send me a contract.
Yeah, that was true.
Full of money. So
yeah, that was true.
Then we can talk. So, you know, I don't know if that's true or not because it's just what I heard, but I'm not really on Twitter.
All right. Okay.
You know, because I don't really like Twitter.
Right. Well, Brian, that was true.
Yeah. So,
right.
You know,
okay, hold on. That was true. Bud said that, right? Check this out, Brian. You're the champion. You're the fucking A side. You have the belt. Why the fuck do Al and Keith Thurman send you an offer? You're the one who's supposed to send the offer.
Because that's what they did to. That's what they did to. That's what Terence or Keith Thurman did to him when he was the champion.
Yeah,
he
but
said,
he was
"Well,
the
we'll get
champion.
yeah. When Keith Thurman was the champion, and Bud Crawford had no belt at 147, he said the same thing. He said, "Well, go get Bob Arum to send a contract,
he
full
did.
cash of money, and then we can talk." So, he was just doing the same back.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Brian, where that shit don't work.
Yeah,
First and foremost, hold on. First and foremost, it was no fucking COVID pandemic back then. Second, Keith Thurman had a plethora of people to fight. Third, Keith Thurman ain't want no fucking parts of Terence Crawford, fam. None. See? So, if we're going to use that logic, that just tells me that Terence Crawford don't want no fucking part of a hard fight. Because that's why Keith Thurman did it. So if you're going to tell me that Terence Crawford did it for the same reasons Keith Thurman did it, because he didn't want the fight. So you're saying Crawford don't want the fight.
That seems that way. I agree with you, D. It seems that way because that guy ain't fighting nobody. And let me tell you something, right? I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but I'll hold him to the same shit as everybody else.
Exactly.
Take a fucking fight.
Exactly.
Right? I don't care. I don't give a shit. Take a fucking fight, right? You want me to keep being your fan? Take a fucking fight. Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about how much money you make. All I want to do at the end of your career, talk about, well, that was a great fight. You remember Bud Crawford, that guy in that ring. That was a great fight, right? That's what the fans remember. That's what we all remember at the end of the day.
Yeah, Brian. And here's the thing. This kind of reminds me, because motherfuckers is getting sensitive about Crawford. It reminds me when I talk about Canelo. That's what it reminds me of, bro. Because, and I'm not trying to switch the conversation to Canelo, but like when I talk about him, every time I talk about Canelo, every single time I say he's a great fighter. He's top 2 or 3 pound for pound fighters in the world, A, B, C, and D. But that doesn't change the fact that he's a fucking diva, bro, and a cherry picker. Okay, like why do boxing fans have to ride one whole other end of the spectrum or the other? Why can't you just be in the fucking middle like it's supposed to? Crawford's a great fighter, but he needs to fight somebody. Okay, like that's it, bro. You have to be balanced with it, dog. Nobody's above criticism. I like Terence Crawford just as much as anybody on this chat or panel right now, just as much. Okay. Fact of the matter is, he's got to fight somebody. It doesn't put him above criticism just because you want to slurp his nuts. Okay. Straight up.
Salute. Willie Williams says, salute D. Jefferson panel and chat. Bud can't put his money fights, Manny Spence, in jeopardy by fighting anyone that may possibly beat him. But Willie, this is what I was just saying to Alistair 49, right? When it came to Errol Spence, nobody gave him that benefit of the doubt. Nobody gave him nothing concerning that. When it came to anybody else besides Bud Crawford, they didn't get that benefit of the doubt. What we cannot do, Willie, and this is why we cannot put all of this heat on Tank Davis, PBC fighters, and anybody else about money versus legacy, but then say this shit about Bud. We can't do that. How much do we trash these guys in the PBC for? Man, they took that fight. What about Charlo? How did we trash him over Demetrius Andre? You understand what I'm saying? Like, is it legacy first, or are we going to accept money? But we can't give Crawford no pass. We're not giving nobody else a pass on that bullshit. We giving everybody else flame when they go the direction of money instead of legacy, instead of proving themselves. Now we're going to say that Crawford don't want to mess his fight. Fuck that, bro. Fuck the stop. That's what the old must not go about. Is the stop. The stock in boxing. Like, that means that Crawford's leaning on this same new age bullshit that we gave him credit for. Nope, that ain't Crawford. Crawford wants to fight anybody. Crawford's the boogeyman. Crawford's this. Crawford's that. And now we're gonna say, yeah, he don't want to mess his next fight up though. Come on, dog. Come on.
This is all I have hang on. This is all I have to say, bro. Okay, I don't care who you're a fan of. Who's Errol Spence fighting? Danny. Who's Crawford fighting? I'll wait.
No.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's fucking up his legacy right now, and
I don't think that.
I'll hold all
because his legacy is embedded right now.
Yeah.
I think Crawford's legacy is in place. That's all. So he can only improve. I don't think he can damage it.
Yeah, well, I hold all these fights. I don't give a damn if they're undefeated. There's an old saying in boxing: if you're undefeated, you haven't fought anyone. But
he did fight people though.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, Allison, don't keep cutting him in. Let him finish. Now I'll let you go next. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Right. Right. I'll give all these fighters the same smoke, right? For me, it's all about legacy. And I've been on here a couple of months now, and have I ever talked about anything other than legacy? Isn't that my main point in every subject I talk about? Legacy.
Yep.
I give all these fighters the same smoke when it comes to that. Right? If you want to prove you're the best, go prove you're the best. Stop talking, get it done. Simple.
Jose looking like my pops back in the day, pushing the semi truck over.
So what's up?
Yeah, my bad, bro. Is it too much noise, D? I'll jump off if it's too much noise.
No, we can't even hear it, bro. I can't hear anything.
All right, cool.
So what's up, Jose? Get this smoke. What y'all think about? Let me let y'all get in on this. Jose, what you think about this whole Crawford situation, man?
I mean, I think it's sad, man. I think it's sad because he's actually one of the best boxers, but he just can't get a fight. I mean, he just can't. I honestly think he tried, but I mean, he's with the wrong promotional company or whatever. Keith Thurman is asking for the moon and the freaking in the sky. He said that he wanted $100 million to fight Crawford. That's not gonna happen. And my thing is, all right, cool. How come they don't invite Crawford over? How come they don't pay him? Pay Crawford what it's worth and tell Heyman to pay Keith Thurman what he's asking for. Why can't they do that?
But see, Jose, it don't work that way. Like, I don't understand why fans okay, Crawford says this, right? But as fans, we all understand that it's the A side who makes the offer. They hold all the cards. Now Crawford gonna sit up there and talk about he's A side versus Spence with only one belt, but now you don't want to play the A side with Thurman with no fucking belts? Get out of here with that bullshit, dog. It's the A side that makes the calls. So you telling me you're fucking A side over Errol Spence, who has 2 fucking belts, but now you want to play B side to Thurman? Get the fuck out of here with that shit, fam. No, that ain't how boxing works. So now all of a sudden, because it's Al Heyman and Keith Thurman, now we're supposed to break the tradition, and the B side is supposed to make all the moves and put the offers out. Get the fuck no, Terence Crawford, no. I'm not going for it. Y'all can accept that bullshit, but I ain't going for it. What's up, Smoke? What you think about this Crawford turning down fucking Sean Porter with no fucking fight ahead of him?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Anyway, so yeah, if anybody's unaware, it's always been my position that these guys have been trying to build the fight. Like, I never thought it was anybody ducking anybody. I thought it was, Bob Arum seizing on an opportunity to make some PR headway against Spence, right? When he showed up at the Porter fight to try to get the Porter fight after Porter beat Garcia to call up Sean Porter, and some writers asked him about Keith Thurman, and I'm not Keith Thurman, sorry, asked him about Bud Crawford, and he's like, I'm not worried about that. And so then it started this whole narrative about how he's ducking Bud and all this stuff. I think now he has to experience the backlash of riding that bullshit wave, because he knew it was some bullshit at the time. He tried to diffuse it over time, but nobody was hearing it. When he was saying nobody was ducking and it's about the money and all this stuff, he was trying to diffuse it then, but people weren't hearing him. And so now that he doesn't have fights, he has to now take the heat that he rode this other way when it was against Spence, right? So now it's him. And all those fans who wants to see a fight and want to see the best fight the best are now turning their negative ire towards him. And I think he's reaping what he sowed to some extent. Some of it is Bob Arum, but he definitely benefited from it, and he definitely bullshitted. He went along with it enough to at least fan the flames at the time, right? So now you got to do something. The Sean Porter is very self-serving. Like at this point, it turned up since it's on the heels of what Thurman said. Also, it's now turned the heat up on Terence, but it's still these two guys saying it, right? So, I'm staying tuned. Terence Crawford already said, even before all this stuff came out, that he's not fighting with no crowd. So none of this shit matters to me until 2021. If you want to hate the dude for not fighting without a crowd, not taking pay cut for it, then yeah, now's the time to hate on him for it, because he's already said that's what's up. Otherwise, these fights, I think Sean Porter and Keith Thurman would require a crowd.
Yeah. Probably. But at the same token, I don't want to hear anything about not even attempting to make it, fam. That's the thing. So it might require a crowd, but shit, if that's the case, Thurman requires a crowd, Pacquiao requires a crowd. If it's a crowd that requires, he still shouldn't be turning down no fight or speaking against.
How about Kell Brook? Isn't he supposed to fight Kell Brook? They said they're working on it. Isn't that what everybody was talking about? They wanted Bud to fight Kell Brook.
Yeah, but that was Bob, not anyone from Bud's team other than Bob.
Oh?
I can hear you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The only reason
I think D's frozen.
Yeah. The only reason the Kell Brook thing makes a wee bit of sense, because in October there's meant to be crowds in the UK. So that's the only reason they're talking about that as a serious thing. I don't see it as a serious fight. I think Bud Crawford destroys Kell Brook, but I don't really see it as a fight that, I would, be interested in.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to sell it to the Brits because the Americans aren't buying it. I don't think Bud Crawford has enough of a established fan base like that that are going to go for the Kell Brook fight. I know some will, but I don't think a lot will.
I think in the UK, though, that fight sells. So they'll put that on pay-per-view. They'll put that on Sky Sports pay-per-view, and they'll get a few million out of it. And they also get a get. So, that's the only reason I think they're even talking about that. That's the only reason Kell Brook's name's in the hat, basically, is because they can get a crowd. So,
that's not gonna see. The thing is, they've been playing this like this high road, like they're just looking for the Fight Club or Lang style, right? That they're the best and they're gonna knock out the best, and all they want is champs. So it's cool if all you want is champs, but then you sit out and you wait for a champ. I think that's it. I think it would be a mistake, but I think it's still at least more understandable than saying you want to see champs, not fighting Keith Thurman, not fighting Sean Porter, but then fighting Kell Brook for money. Like you listen, it's a tough sell. You're gonna have to pivot, but he's gonna take a PR hit.
Well, the thing is, right? Kell Brook, or not Kell Brook, right? Bud Crawford's probably the best boxer in the pure boxer in the 147 division. The thing is, he's not marketable. He's not an exciting, like he doesn't have the personality to sell himself.
No,
That's why I
no,
think the Keith Thurman. That's why I think the Keith Thurman fight is better than Sean Porter, because I think Keith Thurman can actually sell that fight, and those two together can definitely sell that fight.
Yeah, I think.
And if they can't fight $8 million, why is Top Rank constantly crying poor mouth? What's up with that? Why is like Disney's stock is not down? I mean, there are some issues with advertising dollars, but they haven't said how much the advertising market has been affected by COVID, or when it's supposed to snap back. So that's definitely a huge factor that could be. But I've noticed Top Rank crying poor mouth a lot.
Well, it's just right. Bob Arum trying to save money during the COVID, and if you know Bob Arum, that guy would take any opportunity to save a few bucks.
Don't
And
let Thurman cut.
Bob Arum's always been like that. He's always taken the opportunity to save a few bucks. So, is anyone surprised he's using COVID as an excuse?
Well, yeah, don't let Thurman say, I got the money's in the bag. Don't let another money in the bag video part 2 come out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Keith Thurman, 50, 30 million, whatever millions he's talking about, that's unreasonable for sure. But
yeah,
they have to make some type of offer, bro. That's all. Or they got to respond to it or something. Because he don't have nothing going for him, Terence Crawford. That's my only thing.
Right? I'm in the same boat. I want to see him fight someone. Right? And I want to see him fight a live opponent. I want to see him fight someone who maybe could cause him problems. Right? Or a good name on his record. Right? And I don't care. I really don't care about Bud Crawford saying, well, no fight's happening because there's no crowd, because there's no gate, and because I'm losing money. I don't really give a shit about that. Just give me the fucking fight. Just fight somebody. Have a bit of balls.
You see, I didn't like, everyone was mad when Spence said that list of people that he was going to fight instead, instead of Bud. Like that's what was on his plate. I was like, sure. I wish Bud was on there. I wish Bud was more of a priority, but I also appreciated that he gave me a schedule. So listen, take the hit. Say I'm not trying to fight these dudes now. I want to fight some Kell Brook to get some dough. Like take the PR here, at least get in front of it, be upfront with the people, do your thing, and people I think will support you at least more.
Yeah,
even if they give you something.
Even if Bud Crawford, you get a UK crowd. Because let me tell you something: the UK fans and the Irish fans, we love our boxing, and we love our fighters, right? And we will support anyone who we think, will take fights. We're not around the bullshit of someone using money as an excuse to get out of the fight. We don't like that. I don't like that. I hate that. And today it seemed like every single fighter is using money as an excuse, or lack of money as an excuse not to fight each other. These top guys, right? Whatever happened to wanting to prove you're the best?
That's not the way sports works in America, though, bro. Not professional sports.
Yeah, not
at
all.
That mentality is gone in boxing. That mentality is gone in sports, right?
Yeah. Especially in American sports. Miguel, what's up with you, fam?
What's going on? You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
All right. I'm a big Crawford fan, but Crawford needs I know Thurman asking for them 10 million, and 10 million is a lot of money, especially for Thurman. I don't think he's worth 10 million, but he got to step up and make something. Offer him 7, 8 million, something like that. Somebody's going to jump, either that or take on Porter at the end of the year, November or December, because he's going to be available, even though he's fighting in an eliminator this Saturday. They made that an IBF WBC eliminator. But fighting Brooks, that's unacceptable for somebody that's considered pound for pound top 3. He considered himself the top dog, pound for pound. So he got to do something, and I'm a Crawford fan. If you're gonna put your foot on Spence neck, you gotta do it to all of them.
Thank you. Thank
To
you.
all of them.
Thank you.
I agree.
That's
You know,
exactly what
Spence
I'm
is
at.
Spence is
Miguel.
taking the fight. Right?
Yeah.
Spence is fighting Garcia. Crawford's fighting, at this point, nobody.
Yeah,
And there's
exactly.
not even-
Nobody. Brooks ain't
Yeah.
cutting it. Brooks got a permanent broken face. He has a permanent broken face, dude. Brooks ain't cutting it.
Yeah, really, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hear that Brook nonsense. Ain't nobody trying to hear. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, man. You know what? I cannot. Listen, you see this? 3%. You see the 3-pointer percentage? 51.4%. The Miami Heat shot from the. This is a 33% free throw shooting team, bro. When shit like that happens, fuck predictions. They are going to be fucked up. I'm just fucking up terribly. 51% from the 3-point line? Come on, dog. This shit is
That's
just
pretty
mad.
good.
That's fucking ridiculously uncharacteristic for the Miami Heat. If I'm figuring they're gonna shoot 51% from the 3-point line, no fucking way I'm gonna pick the Aces to win that game. And they only won by 9 points. Shooting that way. Crazy. Anyway, this gambling shit, that's why I only bet $1 on those tickets. $1. Because this gambling shit will drive you crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I feel sorry for the people betting all that money. You know what I mean? Something like that. If something like that happens with me, I just lost $1.
Yep.
You know how much money people lost betting them for Orlando Magic and Milwaukee the other night? Milwaukee and Orlando.
Crazy. They killed them on that. Vegas got paid on that game. Because I guarantee you, nobody thought the Orlando Magic was going to beat the Bucks. Period. Like, nobody thought that. I think everybody and their grandma who was betting put their money on the Milwaukee Bucks.
You think Portland could pull it off versus LA?
No. I picked LA to win the series, but I also picked Portland to upset LA in that first game on my prediction show. I told everyone, I said, listen, they're going to smack LA in the mouth, wake them up. What I think they did in that first game is wake the Lakers up, and we're going to see that giant tonight. I think they're going to beat the living up tonight.
It's going to be Dame time. Dame time.
What you say, Brian?
When do the playoffs start? Because that's the only time I really start watching basketball.
They started now, man. We in
Have
game 2. Yeah, we in game 2 of all the series is game 2. They just had game 2 yesterday for first. We're in game 2s now.
Yeah.
Usually
the
Clippers lost. My Lakers
schedule,
made
but that shit's been all fucked up, you know.
Yeah. What you say, Smoke?
I said the Clippers lost and my Lakers play today.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Clippers lost.
I'll watch that tonight. So give me something to watch.
Yeah, the Lakers game is at 9:00.
Oh no, I got a doctor's
appointment. You gonna be asleep,
Brian.
Brian? You're in fucking Ireland. It's gonna be like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning there.
Yeah.
Bro, the Blazers are gonna sweep the Lakers.
I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. So,
Alistair,
sorry.
How about you want to bet on that? I'll bet you 2-1 on that. No. I'll bet you 2-1. You get the 2-1. What do you want to bet on that? That they sweep the Lakers.
So as much as you would want, bro. I don't have a problem with
bet. I'm giving you the bet. That's ridiculous, dog. They're not gonna sweep the Lakers. They have no interior defense. They don't. They don't have interior defense. That's Portland's problem. They're not gonna sweep the Lakers.
But they beat LA last night.
That's one game. This is a 7-game series. They're gonna get blasted tonight. Watch what I tell you. Blasted. And there go your whole hopes. Let me tell y'all something.
But you think
they're gonna win the series? A Toronto fan and a Lakers hater. He can't stand the Lakers and LeBron James. But nah, they're not gonna get swept. I picked the Lakers to win the series. After tonight, I will see if I'm wrong or right. If they drop the game tonight, then I don't think they win the series.
It's over.
If they drop the game tonight, I still don't think they're going to get swept. They're going to win. If they drop this game tonight, I think it's really an uphill battle for them to win this series. But I don't think they're dropping this game tonight. I believe they're going to win. LeBron James doesn't have the comeback from 3-1 deficit team in him. That's not that Lakers team. That Lakers team is not built like that Cavs team that did that bullshit. So if they get down too much in this playoff, they're out of there. First round, out of there. Which everybody don't be so surprised. This type of thing happens. Let me take you back to the Dallas Mavericks, who was killing the entire league. And then you had the AC, Golden State Warriors, Steven Jackson, Ron Artest, Byron Davis. You know what they did? They came in there and they took the Dallas Mavericks out of there. AC takes out the first seed. This type of stuff happens. So it's not far-fetched because the Lakers are playing like stir-fry shit right now. And the Portland Trailblazers are playing good. So it ain't far-fetched that they could take them out in the first round. Sweep? Nah. I don't see that happening because Portland themselves are not consistent enough, Alistair, to put on a sweep. They're inconsistent themselves. They're not going to, you know what I mean? So they're going to give up one of those games. Real quick, Willie Williams, my man Willie Williams with Super Chat. He said, D, I've been saying this before I even knew you had a show. I used to argue with IBFP. Manny got robbed by Horn for leaving Bob. Yeah, Crawford was put in play as a spot hole for Bob. Now we fighting bums until he got, yeah, bro. Yeah, Willie. And all of that type of stuff. Like, Willie, you like me. We see certain things. Nobody wants to listen to them. No. They're not doing that. And then these things start to come to light. You know what I mean? Now, if you had told me something like that back then, I would have been like, you know what? You got a good point. Because I don't trust Bob Arum, fam. I have been through too many years of this dude and his foolery. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Bob Arum, anything's possible. This dude is the deception guru. He is the deception guru of boxing. He will make some bullshit happen and fool you into believing someone else or with some other reason that it happened. That's what Bob Arum does. So I'm with you with Willie Williams. Which
I don't trust on it. I don't.
That's because Bob cheap as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He is. But you know what? I always say
Dana White.
Go ahead, Brian.
I said a Bob could hit be Dana White.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dana White, yeah, he could be. But this is what I always say about guys like Bob Arum. That's why those motherfuckers get rich. Because they hoard their money. He's a money hoarder. That motherfucker don't want to give up on the pick. That's why Bob Arum doesn't like unifications, bro. He don't like unifications, undisputed. He hates them because there's more sanctioning fees. He's come out publicly and said that. And when you think about somebody who's money motivated, and he comes out and he tells you that he hates sanction unifications and undisputed, then why wouldn't you think that there's a lot of times he's trying to make sure that fight don't happen? He's telling y'all he hates for those fights to happen. So of course he'll stick his foot in there sometimes to make sure this fight don't happen. Why? Because he won't lose 2 champions. He'll still be able to get paid off of 2 champions. Once you condense those champions, you're only getting paid off of 1 champion and then another fighter. That other fighter is not going to bring you as much money as another champion. So he would rather get paid off of multiple champions instead of unifying those belts and cutting his pockets.
Yeah.
Well, at least Dana White put on good fights.
Yeah, but Dana White has a different element in the UFC that we can't after in boxing. So
yeah, Keith Thurman is not part of the UFC, right? In this UFC model, Keith Thurman is not part of Top Rank. So like the UFC model it's not really applicable here, but it's also it's a little bit weird because Keith Thurman might have, without having the belt, he might have just as much acclaim to the A side, given the numbers that he's put up both recently and historically. Like the more he has a wider viewership for his fights. He's fought the tougher competition at the weight class he's done. He's fought a Hall of Famer. He's been on pay-per-view. Well, so is Bud, but by all reports, Bud's did not do well, and Keith Thurman's did okay.
Thurman gonna sell the fight.
You know what? Here's another reason why we should give Bud Crawford heat. Because Bud Crawford has specifically came out and said, I'm not taking any kind of pay cuts. Now you got Joshua taking pay cuts. Lomachenko taking pay cuts. All of these guys that's more popular than you, making more money than you, taking pay cuts. Some guys making less money than you taking pay cuts. But Crawford, I ain't taking no pay cuts. Even in this situation, in the state that boxing's in right now, with no fans, you're refusing to take pay cuts. Where are the Crawford fans giving them heat for that? Teofimo say, no, that's not enough money, and he a fucking ducker and everything else under the sun. Just for telling them, I need a little more money than that. But Crawford said, I ain't taking no pay cut, period. And y'all don't say shit about it? Nothing? No video? Not one video? It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
He should take a pay cut depending on the opponent.
Everybody should take a pay cut in boxing right now. Everybody. Promoters, boxers, every fucking body, Miguel. Because the state of boxing in, without these venues, out these fans, the money ain't floating around. So every one of these motherfuckers should understand they need to take less money. All of them. And Crawford
agree 100%.
I get it. It's just that
one thing and I'm going.
Go ahead, Brian.
Do it.
Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Right. Yeah, everyone, if you don't fight Crawford, you don't make any money. So you are taking a pay cut right now. So I don't want to hear, I'm not taking a pay cut. If you don't fight, you're not making any money. So if you take a fucking pay cut.
Yeah, exactly.
How they go D.
All right, appreciate you coming on, Brian.
See everyone in the chat, right? Have a good one.
All right. Go ahead, Smoke. What was you going to say?
Yeah, no, it was just, it was just reiterating that idea. If if he's not going to take a pay cut, it's generally because I think he's trying to sit out 2020. If he goes somewhere and fights Kell Brook in the UK, then he should just say some stuff like that instead of hyping up all this other stuff. I don't like having my mind or my emotions play with. Just let me know what's up. I'll feel how I want to feel, but ultimately, I'll appreciate you for at least being up front. Of that list that Spence said he's going to fight, he already fought. He fought Porter. He fought Mikey. He's still trying to get the Pacquiao fight. There's like two more dudes, and he said, like, what's up?
Get ready to fight Danny, so that one's marked off too.
Yeah, that one exactly. He's run through his list. Just stop fronting and say what it is, right? That's all. Right.
And I tell you something else too, Smoke. Ain't no fucking way I'm giving Crawford a pass when I didn't even give my own boy Spence a pass. I got in Spence shit. Call him a duck. Y'all think I'm gonna give Terence Crawford a pass? Hell to them. Hell to the no. He gets no pass. What's up, Prime Fighting Champ?
Yeah, he was good, D. Man, I just wanted to come on, man. I've always wanted to come on, man, and just give my opinion. Well, you know what I'm saying? Love the show, always have, Doug. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here for a minute supporting you, Doug, and you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of respect for you. So I just wanted to come on real quick. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to come on, and people just don't, so I just gave it a shot. You know how to handle your business.
That link for you, dog. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dudes out there who want to push that link, bro, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided, fuck it. I'm just gonna push to see what's up.
There's an echo when you talk. There's an echo when you speak, dude.
Yeah. This echo on the speaker. I just muted when I talk. What you think about Crawford trying to fight?
Crawford, love Crawford, man. Like honestly, I love Crawford. I love his style, love his boxing, beautiful boxing, bro. There's no one like him. I love the switch up, the lefty. It's like love it, bro. I mean, he just comes with a fucking different, you know what I'm saying? With the he could beat the shit out of anybody if he really wanted to. Like honestly, man, you know what I'm saying? I really like Crawford, man. He probably a little bit. He looks like a little too small for for fucking 147, but he got some big ass fists, homie, and he fucking could knock the shit out of everybody. I like Crawford, man. It just I've been saying it too since the beginning, man. He just don't fight nobody, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell the dude's gonna beat the shit out of everybody, you know. I mean, we think that he is, you know what I'm saying? You think that the dude is, but he has to take that chance, man. You know what I'm saying? He has to. I mean, I think go ahead.
I just think that Crawford, that like people say, let's not act like Tyson Fury's invincible. Let's not act like Anthony Joshua's invincible. I think a lot of people act like a lot of Crawford fans, diehards anyway, act like he's invincible. Like, look, if Zydrunas Kavialaskas can drop him, then there's potential for other guys to have success against him. Because Zydrunas Kavialaskas is not ranked number 2 in the welterweight division. That's my thing. You can rank Crawford number 1, but he just got dropped by a guy who's ranked number 10 and basically only given that ranking so that he could fight Crawford, right? But he ain't one of the top 5 welterweights. So if we can sit there and watch Crawford at the welterweight division get hurt, because Benavidez hurt him. He did get hurt in the Benavidez fight. Get dropped by Kavialaskas. We can't say or act like he's invincible. Because Kavialaskas or Benavidez weren't the top 5 fighters.
No fighter's invincible.
Facts.
Freaking, what was I gonna say? Terence Crawford, man, he's gonna fight all those guys that you want him to fight, man. You just have to just wait 2 years, bro. If you could wait 2 years to see the fight, then you're good, bro. But if you don't have the patience for all that, then you're in trouble.
He doesn't have 2 years.
31.
No.
He's 32. He'll be 33 next month.
Which in 2 years from now, you telling us a 35-year-old fighter will fight all he's going to get his ass whooped.
He got about another year left.
Year and a half.
Yep.
Tops. And then he's leaving what's called his peak, Alistair. He's leaving his peak.
Maybe 2 years.
So if you talk about wait for 2 years, then you're talking about waiting when he's on the decline. Why should we want to wait for that, Alistair?
The time is now for Crawford. It been his time. He should have been had a big fight. He should have been had a big fight years ago.
Right.
Quarantine stopped him.
35 years old is like my age, 45. When you're talking about an athlete in sports, 35 is like 45, maybe even 50. You know.
Yeah.
You're getting old.
The only one that can do that at 45 is B-Hop, who was whooping ass at 45.
And Big George. Big George did it.
Yeah. He knocked Michael Moore's ass out. He was like 46.
But those are anomalies. You know what I mean? Randy Couture, B-Hop, George Ford. Those are anomalies. This is not a common thing.
Daniel Cormier.
Cormier is not 40.
Look what happened to Roy Jones. Roy Jones was getting knocked out back to back to back. And Chuck Liddell.
Roy Jones just retired 2 years ago.
Yeah. Hey,
he did
y'all
too.
Hear
he
that?
did.
Speaking of Roy Jones, did you guys hear that Roy Jones was talking about this fight? Yeah, he is 41. This fight may not might not happen. Because Roy Jones said that he doesn't want to hear anything about fight being delayed for fans. He was like, y'all the ones who want the fans. We putting on this exhibition. So if y'all going to delay our fight because y'all want fans, then I might just pull out of the fight Tyson fight.
I really don't want to see that fight anyways. I don't want to see them old legends go at it. It's pointless.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't want it to get out of hand. Like,
one of them could get seriously hurt. And I will bet my money that Roy Jones
gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Roy Jones getting
knocked out. I said that too. Willie Williams says, Prime Fighting Champion Bob protects himself and his money, his money fighters, himself and his money fighters. Bob didn't want Manny versus Crawford fight. Manny at the time was his money fighter. That would have killed Floyd. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what Bob historically has done. I agree with that. It's about
because he's cheap as fuck.
Because he's a hoarder. He's a money hoarder. He's a money hoarder. Yeah, he's greedy as shit, bro. Bob Arum's greedy. It's about Bob first.
Well, shit. Ain't most rich people greedy? That's how they stay rich.
I think. Well, a lot of them.
Just like Mayweather.
I don't know, man. Some of them are, and some of them are. I actually know rich people, and they spend a lot of their time giving and helping, and you know what I mean. It's just it all depends. It all depends on the individual. I think, because in my beliefs, the more you give, the more you receive. So it's a lot of rich people out there that give, and they continue to give, and they keep getting blessings so that they have more and more and more to give. You understand what I'm saying? That's God's word. Forget about man. The energy you put out will be returned. And there's a big misconception about wealthy people. Like all billionaires are Illuminati and all of this stuff. It's just not true. People are individuals. There are a lot of wealthy people out there who actually love and care for humanity and doing everything they can to help. And then there are the misers, the money hoarders. Just individuals and shit. But I Smoke, he just fell off, but he's affiliated. I'm affiliated with a couple of multi-millionaires. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars, and I actually am affiliated with a billionaire here. Owns over 2.5 million square feet in real estate. He does, and I just did the really rich people that I've come in contact with. They've not shown me this normal about who rich people are. I've not seen it. The billionaire guy that I was telling you about, he used to come down before he went off to work. He used to come down and he would make it his point, Miguel. He would make it his point every morning to come down and talk to me and my guy for 20, 30 minutes, just to kill us before he left. And he said he would do that because he really appreciated what we were doing for him. This guy's a fucking billionaire, fam. He's paying us money to do a job. He doesn't have to give us that type of attention. He used to send his driver he owned the bakery. Like I said, he owns 5 million square feet of real estate. But he had a bakery down the street. And he used to get his driver to go to the bakery and every morning bring us something from his bakery. Every morning. And then he would personally get the cakes or the cookies or whatever from his driver, come downstairs, give it to us, and sit there and kick it with us before he took off to work. There's this misnomer about billionaires that they're all evil and greedy and look down on poor people. But I've never experienced that in the multimillionaires or billionaires that I've met. I've actually never experienced that. Oh. But anyway, guys, Crawford, you idiot. I should have made a sign for you today. I didn't make one. You gotta fight something, man. You gotta fight somebody. Miguel, since it's the first time on your show, Smoke, just come back, Smoke, if you fell off. I want you guys to give me some closing thoughts right quick. Miguel, appreciate you coming through, clicking that link, fam. Give me some closing thoughts, man.
You said what?
Oh, closing thoughts. Just your final thoughts on Crawford or whatever you wanted to say before we close out.
Final thoughts. Crawford, step up and take a big fight. Take a chance. Take a fucking pay cut. Fight somebody that poses a threat. Much love having me, D.
You're always welcome, brother. You're always welcome.
Peace and wellness.
No doubt. Prime fighting champion. Another newbie.
Yeah.
Give me
Hey,
some closing thoughts.
yeah, it's just I think Crawford has enough time, man. I think he got enough time to I mean, I don't want to put a number because sometimes like Manny, you know, they're special, but you just never know. But I wouldn't chance it if I was him, you know what I'm saying? He could be a fan favorite, like he's just not chance it anymore. He needs to, take a big fight, man. It's time. We love boxing and we miss it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to see good fights. We don't want to be paying for no whack ass fights that nobody wants to see. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, is straight up is I think he has enough time. You know what I'm saying? But next choice is very important on Crawford. I think you know what I'm saying because the fans came out, bro. The fans came out and they were, everybody came out. They're just not happy. You know what I'm saying? They're not happy with this, and a lot of fighters do it. And I think it's a good thing actually that the fans are coming out because I think that's what's gonna help, bro. I think if like more communities, like boxing communities, get together, I think we can make a difference in boxing. Seriously, bro. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think we can, because even that I ain't gonna lie, I've looked over because I love boxing, man, and I've checked every now and then. I don't know, but I checked out the fucking LDBC shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that fucking makes me look or whatever, bro, but I just like to hear boxing news sometimes. Sometimes there's no news, so you'll hear whatever. You know what I'm saying? For real though.
Yeah.
I just think with them, all of us, bro, if as fans we could fix boxing, man, like for real, I think we can just, they'll listen, with your show, just first thing that pops up, I mean, I think if we all, contribute to boxing, if y'all love boxing like the way y'all say y'all do, I think, I do. So I'm gonna try. You know what I'm saying? This was my first step, honestly. So yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna
I
give it a
agree.
shot,
I
bro.
agree, bro. We paid their salaries, so we got to make the rules. We got to make the rules. So Aaron Dingle, he said Mark sat there for a full hour and D had enough time to trash El Jefe, but not enough time to say what's up to Mark. Very disrespectful. You know what, Aaron? Had it went down that way, I would agree with you 100%. That would have been extremely disrespectful. And I don't do that to anyone on my panel. I think, Aaron, that you came in a little late because Mark was already on the panel discussing with us and everything and had to jump off and come back on. So I think you missed the part where he was already introduced and Mark, what's up, my brother? Because me and Mark like that, fam. Never no disrespect, Aaron. But you're right. If I had done that, it would be disrespectful. But I don't do that. I wouldn't do that to Mark anyway, for sure. Alistair, give me some closing thoughts, brother.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing. I mean, let's just look around, bro. Let's just look around. We see hockey, NFL, basketball, anything. Everybody got soft, bro. If you think about it, it's no longer, Hard Knocks old school league like how you like it. NFL, NBA, all that, and now it's boxing is getting in the way of that, bro. And now it's like a prima donna, sort of like it's more like sports now. It isn't really combat no more. It's more like sports, like skills and stuff like that. And bro, I feel like people are getting inspired because they see that Canelo just made $365 million, man. Like he was the highest paid athlete. Patrick Mahomes, 450 million. So, people, they want that big check too. They want to take advantage of every moment, every minute, feed their families, bro, because, that's kind of what it's about too, feeding their families and, yeah, bro, and then just, living their best. And I feel like Terence Crawford, even if he does, we do wait 2 years or whatever, that's his fault. Like, that's his fault. No one to blame but him. But at the end of the day, he's straight. He's a Hall of Famer. He's getting paid regardless. You know what I mean? He's making money regardless, and he's good right now. He got nothing to do, and that's pretty much it. If you ask me, and I feel like America plays, they play like a big part of that. I feel like America kind of did that, dude. Look at like how people are being raised, today, and how it's different. Society is way different. I feel like it translated to sports. We got to be on. We got to be real here. We got to keep it 100. It translated to sports, And this is why, you know, it is where it is to your sport, boxing, to your sport, that it was, you know, like that way back in the day. But now it's, you know, it's sort of acting like, what should I say, pretty much, you know, soft sport, you know, for you know, and you're just playing victim to that, I guess. You know, you're just, you know,
Alistair,
yeah,
let
bro.
me
So
tell you something, Alistair. Let me tell you something, bro. Which you're gonna experience this because you know a lot of things you and I have faith. You guys still have to experience things. You guys are young and y'all haven't seen certain things happen. One thing's for sure, Alistair, history repeats itself. And any organization, any sports organization who underpaid their fighters face terrible troubles. And they had to transition through those troubles. And then their organization became differently. Right now, Alistair, you are at the point where Dana White has this control, but that shit's gonna come toppling down. He's going to have to adjust and switch, Alistair. It ain't gonna stay like that forever. But you have all of this glory and fame and everything, and you know you're impressed with how it's done in the UFC and all of that because of the atmosphere of that company. It's a baby, Alistair. So what you don't understand, it's a fucking baby. Boxing's been around for hundreds of years, baseball, hundreds of years. All of these sports, 60, 50, 80 years old, man. The UFC is a baby. They've not had the time for all of the money grubbers to get into that organization yet. But as they grow, the money grubbers will come and the politics will kick in, Alistair. Because as they grow, Dana White will have to pay his fighters more, which you're not understanding, Alistair. And I keep trying to explain this to you. But you just don't get it, fam, because you're young. The UFC is not passing sports the way you think they are. And the reason I can prove this to you, Alistair, is because of endorsers. Okay? Endorsers, Alistair. Like Gatorade and Nike and Energizer and all of this that you see these basketball players stepping on the fucking court before playing one professional sport with 10 and $15 million contracts. It comes from, endorsements that comes from endorsers, Alistair. Well, endorsers don't support UFC fighters like that yet, Alistair. Therefore, Dana White can keep that stronghold on them. Therefore, he can keep that carrot out in front of them, like they're a jackass and he's sitting on their back with that stick and that carrot dangling in front of them. They're going to keep walking. They'll never get that carrot, but they're walking toward that carrot. That's what Dana White's doing right now. But the endorsers are going to come through with bags of carrots, Alistair. And then they're going to look at Dana White and say, hey, fuck you. They want to pay me $3 million just to do a commercial. I'm going to need $5 million for this fight or we ain't having it. When that starts, Alistair, you won't be singing your same praise. I promise you. But as far as right now, just like I said in this live earlier, Dana White has a different element over in the UFC, which is it makes it easier for him to put on the best fights because he's starving his athletes. I don't know why you're looking at that as a good thing. It's only a good thing because you get to see the fights you want to see. But you're not in that ring getting shit beat out of you, fam. And that's not a good thing for these athletes. It's a travesty what Dana White is doing. You celebrate it and brag on it because it makes the UFC look good, but you have to understand that shit's going to come to a head, just like a pimple and pop, dude. And history has shown us that with every sport. And UFC ain't going to be no fucking different. So if Dana White don't turn himself around and start paying these athletes what they're fucking worth, you're going to see a lot of shit toppling. UFC is not where you think it is, Alistair, or Gatorade and Nike and Reebok and all of those guys would be offering these guys millions of dollars. Fucking Paige Van Zandt is one of the few who had a fucking contract, Alistair. Paige Van Zandt, how much of a star is she? Come on, Alistair. Understand this. That's why UFC ain't where you have it at. Not yet. They're on the right track. but they ain't there yet. And the only reason Dana White has the power that he has that you love so much, Alistair, because he's beating his fighters down. He's 10 times worse than Bob Arum, fam. Don't you know that? His fighters ain't getting paid, dog. You gotta account for that. You have to account for that stuff, bro.
I hear D, but D, I knew all of that though.
So why you make your statements then, thinking the UFC taking up? If you know all of that, then you know that they're headed for tumultuous times at some point. At some point, they're going to be headed toward tumultuous times, and they're not just going to walk through that and be the number one sport in this country. That's just going to hurt him. He can't keep. He can't. Yeah, exactly. Don McAvely. Paige Van Zandt ain't no star, but she ended up getting a Reebok contract. But it's because of her modeling. Don McAvely. She also models and she does well. So they offered her. But Alistair, he can't keep beating these guys down with the money. That's not going to be successful forever, fam. You got to understand that. And that's how Dana White's having success, how he's keeping these guys, because he's beating them down with the money. It's ridiculous what UFC fighters getting paid versus what Dana's making. It's ridiculous, dog. Willie Williams says, shout out to Tim. I miss him. Checked in last week. Yup. Shout out to Tim, man. Tim W. Go ahead, Alistair. I know you was getting ready to say something.
Dude, it's a business, though. I mean, I agree with you. I actually agree. All that is true, but you got to give Dana White his credit as well, man. The man is making so much money. He's so smart. You know, he's a businessman, and you know what I'm saying? He's conning everybody, but it's business, bro. And the UFC fighters are getting free promotion, right? They're famous. They get free fame. I don't really know about the money, but fame, you know, they get that fame.
They're not that famous.
The champions make
No. They're not
TV,
that famous.
You know, people.
No. They're not that famous.
The sport is famous. The sport is famous.
UFC athletes. Hold on. The UFC athletes. What do you mean they're famous? They're not that famous. There are some, but they're not that famous, man. You think the UFC athletes get mobbed like basketball players or football players or boxers? No, they don't get mobbed like that. Maybe Conor might get mobbed, but you got plenty of basketball players that'll get mobbed. You got plenty of boxers that'll get mobbed by fans. Kawhi Leonard was at the Manny Pacquiao fight, fam. Picture this. Kawhi Leonard was at the Manny Pacquiao fight. He came walking out the stands, and everybody left from around all the fucking boxers and mobbed him. That's a star. These UFC fighters, a few of them are stars. Alistair, this sport is not worldwide like you think it is, popularity-wise, fam. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If these guys were stars like that, the endorsers would be chasing them. Alistair, that's business. That's how they make money. Because when you're widely known, like the LeBron James, you know what I mean? When you're widely known, like the Tom Brady's and shit like that, Nike, Gatorade, Energizer, AT&T, they want your face. Papa John's. Do you hear Papa John's trying to partner up with somebody from the UFC? No, he partnered up with Peyton Manning, though. See, that's what endorsers look for. With millions and millions of people watching you. Millions of people watching you individually, an athlete. UFC is not there yet. Alistair, what part of that you're not getting? If they were there, your famous athletes, your so-called famous athletes, they would be getting approached by endorsers, Alistair. That's business, fam. That's the business of marketing. If they was as popular as you believe they are, the endorsers would say, hey, they're really popular. So let's get them to wear Nike shoes because their fans will wear Nike shoes. Let's get them to drink Gatorade because their fans will drink Gatorade. That's how it works, Alistair. Now, let me ask you this, Alistair. With UFC taking over the sports world and all of the popular fans, how many of those guys are getting $20 and $30 million endorsements, Alistair?
Whoa.
No.
So here's the thing. So my answer is that
zero.
No. But they're not that famous. They're not that famous. They're a little famous, but not that famous. But they do.
That's all I was
they
saying
are on
to you,
TV. They're on ESPN. Yeah, but they're on ESPN. They're on ESPN. That's big, bro. So they are mainstream. At least you could say they're.
But they're not. I'm just saying they're not that famous because Again, the sport in general is on the rise. That's what you got to realize. The sport in general is on the rise. There are a lot of boxing fans, Alistair. They don't even like to turn on UFC. I don't want to see two guys rolling around on the ground. There's a lot of football, basketball, and baseball fans that don't even fucking like combat sports, fam. Period. NASCAR fans. Do you think UFC is bigger than NASCAR? Not even
Probably
fucking
not.
close. No, not even fucking close, fam. You understand? So you got to understand that the sport in itself is growing, Alistair. But as a growing sport, they're going to face a lot of troubles. And the shit Dana White is doing by beating these athletes down, that's one of the main problems that they're going to face and have to overcome, Alistair. Trust and believe that. You cannot keep beating your athletes down. That you said that this is business. Let me tell you something about business, because I own one. And if you go to school, you're still young. If you go to college, this is a concept that they'll teach you in college, Alistair. This is the best type of business, Alistair. Any businessman will tell you. The best type of business, Alistair, is when it's mutually beneficial. Ask any businessman tell you. They'll tell you. The best type of business, the best business deal is when it's mutually beneficial, when it benefits both sides. Those are the most successful business deals. Dana White business deal ain't fucking mutually beneficial. So don't tell me that it's good business, because it goes against what you're taught about business. Now you can go do your research on that. That's business 101, fam. You go to any professor, like I said, do the research and you'll read that. The best business is when it's mutually beneficial. When you got the guy up here beating everybody in the head down there, that ain't good business, Alistair. And no savvy businessman will agree. It's not considered good business. Good business is when both people prosper. You understand? Take it from a businessman, dog. I do have a business.
Dana White.
Every person that makes money,
I was going to say
look,
that
every
Dana
person
White.
that's able to acquire money is not a good businessman. Just because you're able to acquire a lot of money, that doesn't equate to you being a good businessman. Don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. A lot of people can acquire money. So yeah, so Dana White's acquiring a lot of money. That don't automatically make him a good businessman. But I do agree with you. Dana White is a good businessman. He's smart as shit, dog.
For himself.
Yeah. I will agree with that. But in the grand scheme of things, though, he's gonna have to change with underpaying these fighters, because that's not gonna last forever, fam. And that's why he's having a lot of the success that he's having with making these good fights, because he's underpaying fighters. He's keeping them thirsty, fam. You know, and that's just not good.
I mean, I feel like
you heard of the revolution, right? In the United States or in France. You know what a revolution is about, right? When the powers to be, Alistair, continue to do all of us wrong, eventually we revolt. History shows you that in every facet. When the powers to be continually do the masses wrong, they revolt. Dana White's doing everyone wrong. So what's going to happen eventually? They're going to revolt, man. Baseball lockout.
So are you saying that the U.S.
football lockout? History shows you this, fam. Is what I'm trying to explain to you. History shows you this. Football and basketball and baseball are way bigger than UFC. They have fucking lockouts, Alistair, for this same reason. For what Dana White is doing to them, these sports that are way bigger than the UFC, you know it. UFC ain't nowhere close to baseball, football, and basketball. The athletes came together and said, fuck this. Fuck those owners. We ain't doing it. It's going to happen, Alistair. Dana White cannot keep making billions paying these guys nothing. History shows you that. But because you're 19, you may not be privy to that information. You may have not seen that play out like that in all sports. You cannot beat your athletes down for years and years and years. It's not going to work, Alistair. He's going to have to change his motto. He's going to have to change his ways, or one or two things are going to happen. The UFC will convert to that sport that you don't want, because they'll push them out and they will put execs in there that will run it just like that, the way you don't want it to be ran. Or Dana White is going to have to change up one way or the other. But this shit that's happening now is not gonna last, and it's not gonna take them to be in the number one sport. It will not happen, Alice. Promise you that. That's why boxing is all fucked up. Because people try
that's how I know for fact. Dana White, though, he's not going to change what he does. You know he's not going to change what he does. So it's one or the other, though.
And he'll lose. One thing's for sure, that's not going to work forever. So you could tell me he's not going to change. Then what does that mean? Inevitably, he will fail. Inevitably, he will fail because the UFC ain't going to be shit if all of these fighters revolt and say, you know what, fuck you. We all going to Bellator. Then what Dana White going to do, Alistair, the great Dana White? What are you going to do? When all of his stars start dropping off, because it don't have to be the whole UFC, just the people that's making the money. The Masvidals, you see, when they start dropping off, it's okay, we ain't fighting no more. And they decide to move. What the hell Dana White gonna do then? You need the fighters to make the money, Alistair. If they all go to Bellator, who's gonna be number one? Bellator or UFC?
Probably Bellator.
Yeah, right. And Bellator's with the Zone now. See how Eddie Hearn's splashing all this money around? The Zone is backed by billionaires. So if it gets to the point where things come to a head and a company that's backed by multiple billionaires wish to make a play on the UFC, think that play couldn't be made, Alistair? You think the Zone couldn't go offering John Jones and Jorge and Usman these nice contracts? Hey, y'all come over here to Bellator. See what happens, Alistair? Think the UFC will be number one then? This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm trying to tell you, dog. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. The shit that Dana White's doing historically has always come to an end, fam. Always. So I'm a UFC fan.
UFC has a long history. They have like a lot of lineage and a lot of belts and a lot of people that have competed that are respected though, like Anderson Silva, GSP, Demetrius Johnson, John Jones, like I said, everybody though, DC, Daniel Cormier, and they said Ronda Rousey, someone that's inspired so many women. And if it wasn't for the UFC platform, that wouldn't have happened. So got to give a lot of credit to UFC for all that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, IBT. We already said you got. I was like, yeah, Dana White, he's a smart man. He's a big businessman, but you can't. Again, Don King, exactly, prime fighting champions. You can't, bro. This shit always comes to a head. It always ends, fam. It always ends. That's inevitable. People not gonna keep taking less. And then, like I said too, IBT, if the sport becomes that popular and the endorsers start going after these fighters, Dana White's not going to be able to continue paying them that little bit of money. Y'all know how it works. He's going to have to pay them more. They're not going to get in the ring and fight for him when they're getting more money from an endorser. Why do you think the NBA salaries went up? Baseball salaries jumped up. Football salaries jumped up. Because when these athletes when they have more sources of revenue available for them, then they can demand more of their contract or say, you know what, fuck you. I just got $15 million from them. I'm not going to keep fighting for you for 50 grand, Alistair. This motherfucker got champions fighting for 10 grand. See, you smiling at that. A fucking champion fighting for 10
grand. Not 10 grand.
That, Alistair.
$500,000.
He had champions fighting for 10 grand. That shit is not cool, fam.
I mean, but what's sad, what's even more sad is that the fighters. What's even more sad is the fighters are still taking the deals though. Like, it looks like they need money that bad to more. They don't even know their value, their worth. They're gonna just go out and fight for a guy for $50,000 and get a belt. I think that's money. So
it's not that. It's not that. This is what I'm trying to explain to you now. It's not that. It's the fact that this sport is on the rise and the other sources of income are not there yet, Alistair. So you tell me this. Would you rather train for 2 months, go have a fight, and make $10,000, or would you rather work for 2 months at a job and before taxes make like $6,000, knowing that they're gonna take taxes out of that money? So it's much an easier path because you're still talking about a $10,000 fight versus the average schmo, me or you, right? So it's still worth the money. But as athletes, they know I should be getting 100,000, 200,000. This 10,000 is some bullshit because I'm a professional athlete. And when the endorsers come in and give them a easy $500,000 for a 10-second commercial, you think Dana White's going to continue to be able to get away with $10,000, $20,000 for fights? He's not. That's when the shit's going to hit the fan. And that's why I'm telling you the UFC is not where you think it is yet, because those marketers haven't come knocking on the door yet. They ain't there yet.
UFC, you know, Dana White helped build the sport, you know what I mean? Like, he did help build the sport from the ground up, though.
Right, you see that? Exactly. There it is. It's right there. That's right. And tag IBT. He said when Masvidal wouldn't take the Usman low pay, they just sent the same offer to Gilbert Burns, and he took it. The MMA fighters are hungry, so someone will step up, and that's what Dana White knows. So he can keep offering these ridiculous paychecks. Ridiculous paychecks. See? And somebody will take it. Jorge Masvidal is your biggest star, fam. Conor ain't fighting. Conor ain't fighting right now. Jorge Masvidal is your biggest star. Your biggest star.
It's
and
Khabib.
You're not going to get him to work? What? Besides who?
It's Khabib. Khabib's the biggest star. Besides Khabib, Khabib's the biggest
star. Argument. It's an argument. It's an argument.
No, it's not, bro. He's
no. It's an argument. No, wait a minute. It's an argument there. And I'll tell you this right now. 2 reasons. Number one, you're in fucking Canada. I'll tell you why that's significant. Where's the biggest market as far as the media? Where is it? The U.S. So here in the U.S., Jorge Masvidal is a fucking star, fam. Khabib is a fucking star to people like you and me, UFC diehards. But to the masses of people know Jorge Masvidal. They don't even fucking watch UFC. Do you think they know Khabib? No, they don't.
Yeah.
So what's the bigger? No, the fuck they don't, fam. They don't. Not in America, Alistair. Maybe over there in Canada where you are, but not in this land over here. People pay attention to the media. People are fucking stuck to the boob tube in America, Alistair. That's what they pay attention to.
Khabib has 20 million Instagram followers.
Listen, are you American? Do you live here? I'm being serious. Are you American? Do you live here? And do you know our culture? I'm being dead serious right now. You have something that was called...
No, but...
Okay, but check this out. You have something that was called backyard fights, right? Which is still going on. Which brought Kimbo Slice to stardom. To absolute stardom, Alistair. I know he's a star. I know he's a star, IBT. He does spectacular numbers. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do a poll, bro. I'm going to do a poll. And I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of people. Listen, guys, we're in the combat sports. We're in the combat sports. Dana White is a promoter. He's going to promote. He's going to put these fights on. And also IBT, it's the guy across the fucking ring from you. I don't want to sit and talk about Khabib's numbers. He fought a fucking Conor McGregor. Stop it. What the fuck do you think the numbers would look like?
Yeah, Conor made him
Hold up. Let me finish. What the fuck do y'all think the numbers would look like? Masvidal, McGregor. Massive. So don't fucking sit and tell me about Khabib's numbers when he actually had the opportunity to fight Conor McGregor. If Conor McGregor right now jumped in the ring with Jorge Masvidal tell me those numbers wouldn't be fucking massive. You sit here and try to tell me they wouldn't be massive. Tell me that. Would they not be? Exactly. So that has a lot to do with it.
But Khabib broke the record with Conor. Khabib broke the record though with Conor.
With Conor, dude. And Conor just came out that big fight with Floyd. It was because of Conor. Y'all motherfuckers are giving Khabib credit for this. That shit was because of Conor McGregor.
And Khabib won the fight though.
Okay, he won the fight, but the fight, the numbers, the big blowout, that was not because of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Y'all two stop that bullshit. If he'd have fought anybody else, those numbers would have been nowhere fucking close to that. And y'all know this shit. Who the fuck else could Khabib have fought to get anywhere close to those numbers? Conor could have fought a lot of people. Just like I'm talking
Conor's
about.
the biggest star.
Hey, hold on. Let me finish, and then I'll let you go. Who could have Khabib have gotten a ring with to see anywhere near those numbers? Conor could have done it. He could do it with Masvidal, like I'm talking about. He could have done it with a few other people. But who could Khabib have gotten into that ring with and produced those kind of numbers? If it's not for Conor McGregor, Khabib would have never gotten there, regardless of what you and IGB are trying to say right now. It was because Conor McGregor, he got those numbers, and boom. But Jorge Masvidal never even fought a Conor McGregor and blew the fuck up. Think about it. Think about it. Khabib needed Conor. He needed Conor. Jorge Masvidal didn't need Conor. Usman fucking needed Jorge. The champion needed Jorge for the numbers. Jorge didn't need Usman. The champion needed Jorge. In Conor McGregor's situation, the champion needed McGregor. The champion needs Jorge. The champion needs McGregor. It shows you where the fucking numbers lie, fam. It shows you. I mean, dog, we can do this all day long. IBT, you can come up here and plead your case, but this is what I'm saying. If Khabib Nurmagomedov and those numbers that you guys are talking about, he never fucking sees those numbers if not getting in the ring with Conor McGregor. And I don't give a fuck what you or IBT talking about. You should know that I'm right about this, Alistair. You follow the UFC. He never gets those kind of numbers if not in the ring with Conor McGregor. Nowhere fucking close. Ever. And what I'm saying
is, but that's not the point.
Okay, so what I'm saying, if Jorge Masvidal, with his star power, was afforded a fight that big, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. If Jorge Masvidal gets into a fight with Conor McGregor, right now, then he will have these numbers. Then what would be the conversation? Because y'all basing it off of numbers from a pay-per-view. So if Jorge Masvidal had a fight with Conor McGregor, after that fight, what would be y'all's discussion about numbers and who's more popular? It would be fucking Jorge easily, fam, because he has that fight with McGregor. The fact that Jorge is even rivaling, regardless, that he's rivaling Khabib without a fight like McGregor, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Jorge is massive, dog. He's massive. And the only reason Khabib is where he is because he fought Conor.
Sorry, D, but
Go ahead.
That's true. Everything. The only reason why he got to where he got is because he fought Conor. But to me, D, you're wrong on this one, D. I got to say, because Jorge Masvidal, does Jorge Masvidal have a belt right now? Jorge Masvidal lost to who? To Kamaru Usman, right? Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? And Conor McGregor broke the UFC record for pay-per-views with over like 2 million pay-per-view buys. They were do you know that Khabib and Conor were the biggest rivalry in UFC history? And Khabib Nurmagomedov basically destroyed Conor in that fight. And that is why he became so big, because he beat his butt, beat his ass. That's why he became big, bro. And if Conor and Jorge fought each other, right? You said they would do a lot of numbers. Fine. But it really depends on the result of the fight, though. Jorge has to win that fight to be a bigger star as well.
Let me stop you. Can't say the result of the fight when you sit here and tell me Well, Khabib has all of these numbers on pay-per-view. The fight is paid for, right? We don't know what's going to happen in that fight, who's going to win or who's going to lose. All of those motherfuckers bought that fight without knowing who was going to win or who was going to lose, Alistair. So it wasn't because of the results of the fight. It was because who was fucking fighting, man.
Yeah, what's
It
up?
wasn't, it didn't have, hold on. It didn't have, they didn't sell millions because of the result of the fight. They sold millions because Khabib was fighting Conor. If Conor McGregor fights Jorge Masvidal, I think that it could probably rival that Khabib Conor fight. And the reason I say that, because UFC is growing, because Jorge's a megastar. Even though he lost to Usman, I still guarantee that fight would be fucking massive. People love Jorge Masvidal. They love him.
He's a big star. He's the second biggest star. He's a big star in the UFC that's active right now.
He could be the second biggest star next time. He could be second to Khabib. I just don't think that the American public knows. I'm not sure if they know Khabib Nurmagomedov more than Jorge Masvidal. I'm not sure about that because, like, when I go around, I hear people talking about Masvidal that don't even fucking watch the UFC, but they're talking about Jorge Masvidal. You ask a lot of Americans, Khabib Nurmagomedov, who the fuck is that?
D,
they don't even know, fam.
So I actually think that's kind of, there's some echo.
That's only on your end. I don't hear it.
Let me try to get out and come back in.
All right, that's cool. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a close one, Alistair. I won't even just say that you flat out wrong about that, but I'll say this. It's close between those two guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's close. Khabib, you got a point about Khabib having more numbers on pay-per-view, but I think that that's solely because of the Conor fight. Other than that, if they both, like, let me put it to you like this. If both of them had gotten in the ring with Conor McGregor, Usman had his McGregor fight, Khabib had his McGregor fight, I don't even think that the question would be there anymore.
You mean Masvidal?
I mean Masvidal, yeah. If Masvidal had his fight with McGregor and Khabib had his fight with McGregor, I don't think the question would be there anymore. I think Masvidal would be like way bigger than him, especially if he was to beat Conor McGregor. He would be way bigger than Khabib. Not a little bit, but way bigger.
Exactly. Look at how. But we're talking about reality.
I said the discussion wouldn't be there.
Okay.
It's a discussion now because I think that it's close. I don't think that like Khabib, some super mega way bigger star. Those pay-per-view numbers don't tell me that. Those pay-per-view numbers happen because he was fighting Conor McGregor.
Okay, so let me kind of talk about the pay-per-view numbers. If you want to look at his fight afterwards, in which he goes against Dustin Poirier, he does over 1 million buys, right? Masvidal versus Usman, which is the biggest fight to make for Masvidal in that division, right? Would sold 1.3, and that was Masvidal's first championship bout. That was him coming off that good win streak, and that was coming off of his stardom over beating who? Nate Diaz. Why is Nate Diaz popular? Because he beat Conor McGregor. So to say that Conor McGregor isn't in Masvidal's equation at all, that's simply incorrect. The only reason why Nate Diaz is a big star is because he beat Conor McGregor, and you don't shake your head no, because Dana White would even say this before
I'm
they
shaking
fought.
my head no because I didn't say that, fam. I didn't say he wasn't in his equation at all. That's why I don't like people to come up there and misquote me. I just said that Khabib.
I am making the claim. I am making the
but
claim
I didn't
that he's
say
in
that. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't
feel
say
your
you
claim,
did.
but I never said that, fam.
I don't mean to say that you did. I'm saying that McGregor is involved either way because his stardom is just so much bigger than everyone else's that any connection to him makes you a star. Which is why maybe, I don't know if Alistair's trying to say that the pay-per-view buys from the Conor McGregor Khabib were necessarily majority or even half Khabib. Let's say they were half. The fact that he won is significant afterwards, right? So Masvidal wouldn't have been a bigger star as he was if he had lost to Nate Diaz. He might still be relevant, but not nearly the star that could, turn the Usman fight into a mega fight. Despite the result of that fight, I agree with you. I still think Masvidal could fight someone like maybe Colby Covington and Leon Edwards. They have their personal beef there. Top quality fighters. That's the good thing about the UFC is you can lose and you can still see success afterwards. But I'm just saying I don't know with at this point in his career to Khabib's career. I don't know if there's a definitive way to say either one is bigger, but I do
Yeah,
think
that's what
Khabib
I just
probably.
came to.
I
That's what
do
I just
believe
came to that
Khabib probably
conclusion.
has better global power, whereas Masvidal has more power in the U.S. in comparison. I think
I
if you were to
agree.
compare world scale, Khabib would do better just
Yep.
because of his background, his religion, the way he carries himself. And if you want to look at America, I can, I can concede that Masvidal is probably a bigger star here in the United
Right.
States.
Right. And so with that being said, there is no argument about where the biggest media market is worldwide. It's the United States easily. And that's why, it was hard for me. But before you just came on, I told Alistair, I just retracted and said, I won't say that you're wrong, but I just can't automatically say Khabib is bigger. So I did retract. I'm not going to say Jorge is bigger, but I just can't wrap my mind around saying, oh, yeah, Khabib's bigger than. No. Jorge's got some fucking star power with him right now. He's got some serious star power with him. And the funny thing with Jorge is Khabib Nurmagomedov is a champion right now who beat Conor McGregor. Jorge Masvidal just lost a championship match, but he's still being talked about that much. Think about that. Khabib is the champ. He fucking won. Jorge don't even have a belt, but he's still being talked about that much.
We can say the same thing for Conor, right? Before he had that fight with no. I mean, like, this is how big Conor is. He can lose to Khabib
No,
and
man.
Floyd, and it doesn't matter. I'm saying the losses in the UFC don't matter as much, and the style in which Masvidal lost was so unconvincing. I guess we didn't go, oh damn, Masvidal got his ass beat. We're saying, oh look, he got his toe stomped, right? So for the casual fan, they're still gonna say Masvidal's still explosive, still entertaining. I think both these guys are big stars. My real question is who has the potential to be in the biggest fight possible? Because you can say, well, Khabib already did the Conor fight. Who knows if the second one is as big? Who knows if it's bigger? Who knows if it's even as big, right? It might not be as big because they might say, oh, well, we already know Khabib's going to win, theoretically. But you also have Khabib who could fight potentially George St. Pierre, maybe, and that would be a huge fight. But you also have Masvidal who would fight Conor McGregor, and that would be an absolutely massive fight. So that's to me what's interesting.
Let me ask you this then. Jorge, Conor, Jorge, George St. Pierre, who makes more money? I guarantee you, I think Jorge Conor makes more money, and Jorge George St. Pierre makes more money.
I don't know how their contracts.
I just think so. I think right now,
I have to agree because the GSP's been out of the game for so long, so that can be.
Yeah. Are you saying now or at the time?
No, I'm saying now, like right now.
Now,
because we're talking about the two. We're talking about the two guys and their star power. So it does have to do with the guy across the ring. So what I'm saying right now, if you put Khabib versus Conor, it makes more money than a Khabib versus. If you put Jorge, versus Conor, it makes more than seeing Conor and Khabib again because they already seen that. If you put Jorge versus GSP, I believe that makes more money than Khabib versus GSP right now.
Yeah, I won't say that Khabib is bigger than Conor. I think Conor is the biggest. So yeah.
Right, and so what I'm saying is, like, Jorge, if he would make more money fighting GSP or fighting Conor, how the fuck would I call Khabib a bigger star than him? I couldn't do that.
Because that hasn't happened.
It's close.
It's close.
It's close. That's all I could say. It's close. It's a close one. That backyard fighting shit is what really did it, bro. For Jorge Masvidal. Because a lot of people knew who the fuck he was before he even hit the UFC. Just like the Kimbo Slice shit. This dude was all over fucking backyard fighting, beating the shit out of people, dog. And that's just massive in America.
Yeah.
In America, Alistair, that backyard fighting is massive, fam. Khabib Nurmagomedov is not involved in backyard fighting. He's from Russia, fam.
He wrestles bears, not
yeah, he wrestles
Slice.
bears. So I'm just saying, dog. You know what I mean? It's close, man. It ain't really nothing even to debate for real, because there's no way to prove it.
So, D, was your question? Is your question? Is he a bigger star in America, or is he a bigger star in general?
No, I just say in general, but it's hard to gauge. That's what we just. That's why I said I can't even say bigger, because it's hard to gauge. Like IBT just broke it down on a global scale. You might have to ride with the B. In the American market, you may have to ride with Jorge Masvidal. But then when you couple the media presence in America versus everybody around, it's close. It's too close to even really. It's too close. I do know. I think that one question that what's good, Gaza? One thing that IBT said is who could potentially get the biggest fight? I think it would be Jorge. I would say that. If you think about like the biggest fight that could be made between those two guys, like who their opponent would be, what could get the most views, and I think it would be Jorge. I don't think that you could put like, and this is like Conor McGregor. I'll use Conor McGregor and Jorge Masvidal. I don't think Dana White could put on a fight with Khabib and make more money than you would make in a Jorge Masvidal McGregor fight.
Do you think the fact that Khabib,
I don't know.
the fact that Khabib Conor has already happened, do you think that affects it?
Yeah, that definitely affects it, big time.
Sorry. Let's say Conor is to fight someone like Tony Ferguson or Dustin Poirier, right? We already heard Khabib recently say, if anyone can defeat Dustin Poirier, I will give them a title shot, right? He said it for, I believe it was Conor. First, he directed it only at Conor. He said, if you beat Dustin, I'll fight you. Then he said, well, actually, Tony Ferguson as well. And then he extended that offer because he wants his final fight to be GSP. So if it can't be GSP, he said he's 29-0. He wants to be 30-0. He said, well, if anyone can beat Dustin Poirier, I'll give them a title shot. So now that, first of all, elevates Poirier a lot. And second of all, that maybe incentivizes someone like Tony Ferguson or Conor McGregor to go chase after Dustin Poirier so that they can get the Khabib fight. Let's say, because we're talking about star power, Conor McGregor is to defeat Dustin Poirier in spectacular fashion or something, whereas Khabib, not that he didn't beat him in a good fight, but he had moments where he faced adversity where he was struggling, right? Poirier is a very good fighter style-wise. It was difficult for Khabib. If Connor's to dispose of Poirier convincingly, do you think that now the rematch is even bigger than the first one?
Yes.
I think it has a good chance of doing such a thing, in which case that makes Khabib bigger than Masvidal because it's a rematch. You know what I mean?
Yes, that I would agree with. I think it would, but that shit ain't happening. And I'm talking about right now, Jorge would be. So if those events were to take place, then we would be having a different discussion. But have those events taken place? No, they haven't.
Well, this was just my rebuttal to Conor Masvidal happening. You said that would be the biggest, and I said sure, but what if this happens? And then that one would be the biggest.
No, that would be the biggest. But you have series of fights in between that, motherfucker. I'm talking about right now, Conor fight or Khabib fight. Not
you're saying right now.
Poirier first and all of that bullshit.
Okay, okay.
That changes the whole scenario. Of course, I'm not gonna agree with that. I know that it would be. The Khabib fight would definitely be bigger than, because it adds more intrigue. It adds more intrigue to it. Okay, well, maybe he got lucky with Conor the first time. Y'all see how Conor just ran through Dustin Poirier? Let's watch it. Yeah, it would make that fight huge then. I agree with that. Be massive. Mark, my man Mark,
Exactly.
unrivaled in the building. What's good, fam?
What's good? I Todd giving it now.
No, we just I asked for closing thoughts about 30 minutes ago, and we start rambling about UFC. We all for boxing. We were just talking about UFC, Khabib or Jorge Masvidal, the larger star, and I don't know. It's kind of close.
Oh, okay. I'd say Jorge is a bigger draw on his own. I think Jorge pulls more than Khabib does on his own.
I said that too.
But I think Khabib's the larger name. I think Khabib's actually the larger name. Everybody knows his name. But Jorge actually sells more. Because if you do Khabib and Conor as the thing, it's not really fair. I mean, that's like saying, oh, well, Golovkin did 1 million pay-per-view, so he's a star. No, Canelo.
Right. And see, here's the
There
thing,
you
Mark.
go.
I agree with you 100, like with your breakdown. But here's the thing. This is why Jorge sells more. And what I was mentioning earlier is because of that backyard fighting shit and the American market. If you can sell in this American media, you're gonna get fucking numbers, fam. So Jorge came with that backyard fighting shit. Then he jumped into the UFC. That's why he's a huge fucking draw, fam. And he did
It's
it through
not
the
even just that.
American market. Khabib is
It's not
known around the world, but the American market brings all of those pay-per-view buys and those numbers, fam. Brings
It's
the
not just that.
shitload up.
It's not just that. It's temperaments and behaviors and stuff. Jorge appeals to like the casual audience. He does.
That
A
too.
casual because he's a bad fucking man and he portrays that. Khabib's a bad motherfucker in that cage, but that's the only time you see it really. Most of the time he's quite calm, collected, doesn't really get into too much shit. The most controversy that happened with him wasn't even him, it was Conor.
That's
So,
why Conor was such a star. Brash, loud, boisterous.
yeah, I'm not
That's
saying
why
that
he's such a
Jorge is
star.
brash like Connor, but Jorge says what he thinks. He two-piece the dude and gave him a soda, bro. After a fight, somebody talks shit and bam, bam. You don't fucking see that from anybody else. He's a bad guy. That sells to people. It sold to me. I mean, I was interested in watching him. Like, I didn't really know much about him about 6 months ago. I started looking into it, all the documentaries online, all the shit that he's been going through, all the backyard fights. This guy's a fucking, he's a vicious prick, and people pay money for viciousness in fighting.
Yeah, and that's really what revamped his career. I mean, first you have the big knockout, then you have the Darren Till fight where he's an underdog, and you have the Nate Diaz fight where Nate Diaz is a star in his own right, and he beats him very convincingly, right? So he was on a fiery win streak, one
Don't
that was
forget the
garnered.
flying knee, bro. Don't
Yeah,
forget
the record for the fastest knockout against an undefeated champion who was in a different promotion, right? Champion, different
Master
promotion.
wrestler Ben Askren too.
Yeah,
Master wrestler.
he knocked him out in a couple seconds.
And keep in mind the way Ben Askren was like talking and promoting himself or whatever. A lot of people wanted to see that fucker get hurt. Not trying to be funny. It's the
No,
same
yeah,
thing. What's his name? It's the same thing with I'm trying to remember his name. Dude that got killed by Boysping. Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody. He started talking greasy, trying to act like he was Connor, but coming across cringe. Everybody was like, "I want to see that dude get fucked up."
Yeah,
that's where Kobe Covington is right now. Everybody want to see Kobe get the shit beat out of him.
But it's a strategy to make themselves more popular, right? I mean, Colby, if you look at his old fights or old interviews, he wasn't really like that. You can even sometimes catch him off camera where that's not quite how he's truly acting, but it's his persona. As long as you can sell it, as long as you can make it feel real, people will root against you and they'll buy your pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, well, look at Wilder. Let's look away from his fans. Wilder on the come up. He was doing little poetry, fucking nursery rhyme raps, joking around, being like this. He was quite a nice guy, talking about his daughter, etc. You know, a loving father. That's what Wilder's come up story was. When he went over to England, he's like fee fi fo fum, all this stuff at the Kell Brook card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then fast forward 3 years later, I want to put a man in a body. That's not me in that ring. I'm an ultimate human being. I'm bad. Like, people want to see you get hurt then.
Yeah, people want to see you get hurt and people want to see you hurt others, right? I mean, surely his knockout record has something to do with it and his personality has something to do with it, right?
It did to some extent because people were like, well, he hits hard, doesn't he? Like the small casual.
Yeah.
But see, the UFC though is more like, just say, entertaining because they hold press conferences where people get to show their characters and talk shit, and then sort of like not like with boxing. With boxing, like they don't have too many of the promotions where they just let the fans just go after these fighters and stuff. So with that being said, it's sort of like with the UFC, right? It's almost like WWE now. Like they changed it. They're turning it into like WWE soap opera. Like in Kobe Covington doing promos and stuff like that, bro. Where do you think he got all that from? He got it from WWE. He's learning from them. He's taking into.
I mean,
fighting.
everybody got it from wrestling. You're familiar with Muhammad Ali, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Gorgeous George. He
Mm-hmm.
even said it. He took a lot of his personality and stuff that Gorgeous George did. He was an old school wrestler.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and one of the biggest stars that ever fought in the UFC, Chael Sonnen, and his whole thing was that kind of slick talk, just off the cuff remarks. Being able to use the mic is a good trait in terms of promotion, obviously, and I agree with you in terms of I think the press conferences for UFC are more appealing for someone to just randomly click and watch than boxing ones. Where I feel boxing ones are a little too formal sometimes. UFC ones have some more fan interaction. You get to see more of the actual personality of the fighter, whereas I don't necessarily feel that's the case with boxing all the time.
Hey,
No,
my man Jay Cooley in the building. Appreciate you with the super chat. Jay Cooley says, same bullshit, dude. How's Errol Spence is doing his part, but Bud haven't fought nobody his whole career. But it's EJ fault. Yeah, man. Hey, Jay Cooley, you came in a little late. I was flaming Bud Crawford this earlier today, dog. Flaming the hell out of Bud Crawford. I'm not trying to hear nothing about any Bud Crawford protection. Because anybody that tries to protect Bud Crawford right now, I am going to blast them into 1,000 pieces. I'm telling you right now. Don't even come up here trying to protect Bud Crawford. Don't come in my chat trying to protect Bud Crawford because I spent about 20 minutes going in on you. Bud gets no protection right now. We right here, Jay Cooley. We out of eye, fam. The hell with Crawford right now. Anyway, man, let's try this out one more time. Alistair, give me some closing thoughts.
Yeah, went on extra with the rambling, so sort of like a UFC special or whatever on the side. But man, it was a great stream once again, man. Just kept it going. Honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'd be going on, your channel and all that to get this information because a lot of other places, bro, it's boring, bro. It's like it's too much to follow. It's just boring right now because there's no fights. Let's be honest. It's not fun. What's the point? It's not worth it. So it's better. So yeah. So this is actually providing a lot of good information, just with one live stream. So I'll have to go to 30, 40 freaking videos, dude, from every freaking channel on boxing, man. So it's good. It's definitely good and nutrient, dude, all the way. So yeah, great. Everybody tuning in.
I appreciate that. Hey, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. We talk boxing, we talk basketball, and we talk UFC on here. But it was a boxing live. It's Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. We talk sports over here. But you always appreciate it, Alistair. You're always welcome to jump on, my man. IBT. Not intangible, but IBT. Give me some closing thoughts, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on the live. I came a little late, but I was listening, having fun. Shout outs to Alistair who just left. You for letting me on the panel, and always good to see Mark. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
All right, appreciate you, fam. You're always welcome. And my brother in this thing here, somebody gave me some heat, Mark. Somebody was protecting you earlier today. I forgot the guy's name. But he said, Mark sat up there for an hour and he didn't even mention him. Very disrespectful. It was disrespectful if I intentionally done that. But Mark, I would never intentionally do that. But he had every right to say something about it. So if y'all still in the chat, thank you for alerting me to that. I have no problem. But I would never do that to Mark. That's my dude. But give me some closing thoughts, Mark.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me on the panel. I guess I got here a bit early. When they have a chance to speak 2 hours later. No, I'm joking. Good talk. Good interactions between everybody. It was good to see newer people jump on as well and speak their voices. I hope they'll come on again, and maybe I'll get to talk to them as well. Yeah, it's always fun. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Take care, and always remember when you go water skiing, know how to swim and bring a towel. Peace.
Peace out. And France on 2. I agree with that, bro. I don't know what it is. Like the coolest accent. They got a cool accent, bro. I listen to Mark, Brian Harkin, Bully Boy, Slip and Move. I listen to those guys talk. And I like that Irish twang, man. That's pretty cool accent. I'm American, so everybody's accent's cool to me. But anyway, guys, great talk. Glad you guys came through. Jay Cooley, Willie Williams, Ted Collins, appreciate you guys for the super chat. Oh boy, I appreciate all you guys, man. Because like I always say, this channel ain't nothing. It's nothing without you guys, man. I'll be sitting up here talking to myself, no discussions, and this whole channel is about the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family. You have no family with no family members, and y'all make it up. So y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.